Alright, for the next combat test, we're going to be showing off the Elite Digimon template. A single Elite Digimon is meant to oppose two player characters. And helping me out here today is one of my friends, players in my campaigns, and person who probably knows the most about this game after me, Andy. Hi, Andy.
That one's me. I'm Andy.
Yeah. Alright, so we have rolled initiative, we have placed our characters, we are kicking in, so we can get started with that. Technically it would be your turn first, but give me one moment, as Yeah, okay, go ahead, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm just double checking because I wanted the. Okay, I was just double checking how much of a bonus dash gave because it might be useful since Togemon can't get there and attack in one turn. Although I guess to be fair, it might make sense to have Togemon just close. Actually, how far is 3? 1. Well, 1, 2, 3. And then that's 8 away. Well, assuming that Leomon is going to move in some way, which the idea of you building a Leomon whose goal is to run away and range and zone people out is cool but weird. Yeah, it might just make sense to close like half. Just as a confirmation, the style gauge, it needs to raise that turn, right, to
Yes.
stay up. So
So
running
if you
forward,
activated
activating it.
it and didn't attack, it would fall off again.
Okay, so yeah, it might just be worth doing a dash then for the first turn for Togemon because
Well,
it's
you should also think
just.
about how far you're separating from your allies.
That's true, but all the allies do get to move, so
That's
they're
true.
going to be. Although, yeah, because even if I don't use a dash with Kabuterimon, he should be close enough to intercede.
Yeah.
I know Mimi wants to stay next to Togemon, so, but I also don't think Mimi has anything to do. I guess what's the range on Heckler?
Heckler is just a target that you can see.
Okay, so maybe I will just have. Yeah, I'm just gonna have Togemon run like 3 squares forward.
Okay. Move into
Actually,
position.
I had 1, 2, 3. I think. Wait, that's okay. Yeah, Mimi can still close that. Close that.
Okay. And this triggers the held action of Ogremon, who was here all along hiding in the woods.
I do love me an Ogremon.
And Ogremon is going to use Fist of the Demon King to take a shot at Togemon. You could move Kabuterimon right away to take care of that if you want to.
Yeah, does Kabuterimon have bonus intercede range after using the Guardian stance, or just in general?
Yes, only after Guardian stance. But your base movement is 3, so as long as you can get adjacent to someone who's being attacked, you can intercede for them.
Yeah, Kabuterimon's going to do that because
okay,
that's kind of Kabuterimon's. Whoa, whoops. Yeah, sorry. It did that thing where I was moving it and then my mouse thought I was right-clicking at the same time.
All right. Is that 3? Yes, it is. Okay. So this is going to auto hit because you've interceded.
Yep. And I'm not.
Deal 7 damage.
Whatever.
You have an armor of 3 right now, so that's 4 points of damage to Kabuterimon.
Okay.
Alright. So Togemon's taken 1 action. Mimi still has both her actions, and Togemon still has an action. And I'll mark Kabuterimon as having used its reaction right now.
What was I gonna? There was something I was gonna ask, but now I'm afraid of what it was. Oh well. So, well, one of Mimi's actions is going to be to get up close because she wants to stay next to Togemon.
Yep.
Humans also have 3, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Base 3. Okay. Let's see.
I will say Ogremon is now within 3 of Togemon.
That appears to be within Togemon's at least one of Togemon's moves.
Yep. That would
Unfortunately, not going to
be
have
Needle
the
Spray.
style. Not going to be. Well, I guess that's right. Style Gauge is a free action if you
Yep,
spend
you could
energy.
activate Style Gauge right now.
And Needle Spray is okay. I was just double checking to make sure it wasn't like a bad range move or something. You know what I mean? Like not range. Whatever. Doesn't matter what I'm rambling about there. So yeah, Togemon is going to activate Style Gauge. So
Okay.
that's one energy.
So I'll mark that down for you. Your Style Gauge is at +1. Cost an energy. Are you going to use Burn Health here?
No, this one is wait. Burn health is that free? That is
Spend
free once a turn.
6 health to get an energy back.
Uh, I think not yet, because while it does make sense to do it just to have the energy ready, since uh, I don't believe. Oh, actually, wait. What's the range on a basic attack?
1 unit.
I mean, not basic. Uh, da, 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 da. Oh right, Mighty. For some reason, I was thinking Mighty Blow was a different thing. I think I was combining Mighty Blow and Salvo in my brain. That's why I was thinking like, oh, I'm not going to spend energy this turn anyway because none of the other attacks would reach. But that's not how Mighty Blow works.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am going to burn health to
Alright.
get that energy back just
So
because.
you lose 6 health and you regain 1 energy.
Let's see. Mimi has.
Heckler or
I
Direct,
mean,
really.
yeah, I would say the direct feels like it's the better choice right now just because there's no buff that it's getting rid of at the moment.
Alright. Direct will give you 2 buffs.
And then
I use
Togemon
this
is going to
little
use
icon for buffs.
I mean the non-burst version just because
Yeah,
it's not going to
obviously.
reach anyway, and I guess it doesn't really matter if it's burst or not since area attacks don't do with disadvantage anymore. But yeah, it's going to do the needle spray on the Ogremon.
Alright, and Leomon is going to move in to intercede that.
Now it would have been good to have a burst, I think.
Well,
Well.
Burst still hits adjacent to you, so you'd be risking Carboterium on a
Oh
Mimi because
right,
it does damage.
I was thinking blast.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Burst wouldn't have even reached.
So your attack has successfully applied its effects, so Star Gauge is going to go up to +2.
Oh right, because it's an intercede, so it don't even roll to hit.
Yep. And are you using Mighty Blow on this?
I mean, there's really no reason to not,
Alright.
honestly.
Your base damage for Needle Spray is 2d6 plus 1, so you're going to be doing 3d6 plus 1 twice and taking the higher.
Should I just roll the 3d6? Yeah. I was gonna say, should I just do like with advantage? But I don't know how to do advantage very well in this, so I'm just gonna go simple.
Yeah, so that
I'm just
spends
gonna
1
roll it twice.
energy, and because of Pale Green Digicore, that gives you 2 health back.
Okay, so here's one of the two versions of the attack.
Yep.
It's not showing me what it is.
Where are you typing? Oh,
There
there
we
it
go.
is.
It
3d6
was
plus
just
1.
it just had the rolling dice message up for a while.
Alright, and again.
And here's the other version. I
There
think
you
that's the
go.
one I'm gonna use.
Yeah.
The one that's a big hit.
There's a specific reason I gave it both a +1d6 and roll it twice. Okay, and Leomon has interceded. Leomon has 6 armor, so this does 6 damage.
It's a mighty blow.
Alright,
For
Mimi has
needles.
taken both of her actions. Togemon, you can't really use your reaction in this situation because too far away.
Yep, I say even though Leomon looks slightly closer than Ogremon because of diagonals, isn't really actually. They're still 3
Yeah.
squares away before.
You have to be directly adjacent for your second impact.
Right. Yeah, because it's basic attack.
Yeah.
I'm mixing it with Salvo again in my brain.
So that is Togemon and Mimi's opening turn. It is
They
Ikakumon and Joe.
Okay. So Joe is mostly just if he needs to do skill checks, which he might need to eventually, but there's not really anything happening yet.
Yeah,
So
you're not neither you're a human nor Digimon are adjacent to these guys, so you can't use scan actions to learn their traits.
okay. And how far away is a Kakamon? Give me that ruler. Okay. Both 6 squares away. How convenient. Kakamon, show me your moves. Okay. A Kakamon does have enough range with the Harpoon Tornado. But does he want... I mean, like... I guess not being quite close enough to do a salvo right now isn't necessarily a big problem anyway, because if he moved close enough, he wouldn't be able to do the salvo, regardless, because he would only have 1 action left.
For what it's worth, you do have Blast 3, so you could drop bombs like this.
Oh, that's true. So he could salvo that, then. I mean, it really feels like he just really wants to blast them both from this range, because...
That's a Kakumon's thing, do those ranged attacks.
I say both of his ranged attacks have blast, so like... and let's see, salvo... so a light action hits with disadvantage.
Yes.
Does he have something to fix that?
You
Well,
can
I
use
guess
a direct
sniper.
from Joe.
And also
sniper,
his sniper.
yes.
So, yeah, he really feels like he... So, Joe is going to direct, because like I said, Joe doesn't really have
Though I will
fancy...
say, sniper specifically says any range attack you make targeting a character. If you're trying to hit with a blast, you're targeting this unit, which isn't a direct character.
Okay. But
But it would
Harpoon
let you try
Tornado...
and hit 2 at once. So that's kind of the balance you're shooting for.
And if I wanted to, Harpoon Tornado without blast could use the sniper.
Yes, because you would
Since
be
it
directly
is...
attacking a character.
And that might be worth it, just to use concussion range to get some damage on him, and then Harpoon Tornado to push the damage. So, I think I will still use the direct on the concussion range, since that one doesn't get the... because they're both the same damage, right? Yeah. The only difference from a pure damage point would be if one of them was behind. Yeah, there's no damage difference, really. They just have different times you want to use them.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, he is going to direct concussion range first, which is, aiming right in front of the two,
Yep.
so that
Is
is
this
just
an
outside of...
attack action or a light attack action?
This is going to be the attack, because
Okay.
I'd rather use the sniper with the light attack.
Well, Leomon
Which...
still has another action and is going to intercede that as well, so it takes the full damage for Ogremon there.
Okay. I did say I was directing, right? Just...
Yes.
Okay, I mostly wanted to say that just so I knew that I was using up, because one of Joe's actions, because even
Yep.
with it being intercepted, it's not actually good to have used the direct there necessarily, but okay. So for blast attacks, I do roll just 1 damage and it applies to both, right?
Yeah, but Leomon has interceded this, so it's just going to do damage
Oh, right,
to
right.
Leomon. This is just your 2d6 plus 1 damage.
Roll 2d6 plus 1.
Good
Let's see
damage.
if I get a high roll
You
or
did.
not. Those are the
another
options. Oh, no,
6 damage.
no, that's the old damage.
Oh, right, yeah. Whoops. I thought
Here's
I
the
saw
new
it pop
damage.
Up. Okay, so that does 2 points of damage because of the armor.
Still, honestly, a pretty good... that is the median roll that it should get.
It absolutely is. Alright, by the way, since you've used Salvo, that did Wait, no, you haven't used it yet. That was just your opening attack?
Yes.
Alright, so you're using Salvo to target Ogremon or Leomon?
I mean, Leomon's taken more damage, but he's also blocked multiple times, which makes me think he's a beefier boy. That's, defensively a beefier boy.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think I am going to use Salvo.
Right.
So that'll
Costs
cost
an
energy to use the non-area version of the Harpoon Tornado.
Alright, to directly target Ogremon?
Yeah.
Alright. Now, because this is your light attack action, it has disadvantage. Because of sniper, it has advantage. So it's going to be 3d6 plus your accuracy alone, which is 5.
Okay. That actually hadn't come up yet because of interceding. So
Yeah.
so
Here, it's the first
3d6
accuracy check. 3d6 plus 5.
roll. I almost forgot the roll and just did slash 3d6 plus 5. So let's see how this works.
19 just hits. So 2d6 plus 1 damage.
Let's see what that is. Roll 2d6 plus 1. I was like, also, this is just a side thing. This doesn't make any difference when doing it on Roll20, but man, does it feel like it would be useful if playing this on actual tabletop that you don't need to keep looking for different dice.
Yeah. Okay, that is all of Ikakumon and Joe's actions. That brings up Kabuterimon. You regain your reaction.
Oh, right, direct is a complex.
Yep.
Okay, so Kabuterimon has a few different things he could do here. He could either just start hunkering down to uh, stay as, you know, group ally, or he could, like, let's see, or he could try and put a taunt, but a taunt against strong enemies just means they will focus on you, which is, fine, but interceding is a little better. Uh, yeah, he's gonna enter the Guardian stance.
All right. As a simple action or a free action?
Uh, Probably just simple. I don't
Yep.
think he needs to like move around, which would be the main reason
I'll
why.
give you the shield marker to represent it.
Okay, and just double checking the
Now you could attack, move, guard, whatever.
yeah, it's a okay, that's right, because I think an old version used to do something slightly. Okay, it does feel like it would make sense to guard right here, and just be ready to be a mobile
All right.
defense base.
What's
But it could also make
Koshiro gonna
sense.
do?
It also might make sense to just generate a reaction, so because I don't think he's going to be able to do a perfect guard against either of these guys, just because it's an Ogremon and a Leomon.
Yeah,
So
and you don't
give
have
him the
debuffs
ability.
coming up in time.
Yeah, so giving him the ability to intercede twice might be worth it.
All right. Generate reaction. I will mark you as having an extra reaction.
And then Izzy has the strategist thing, which would be useful in the near future. And if either of them had closed to hit Kabuterimon, that would also be nice because then you could start trying to figure out their weaknesses. But
You could also do a
I
hold action scan in case you get to move adjacent to them over the next round.
is
Simple action.
scan simple, right? Okay.
Yep.
Uh, i- Now, quick question, just because I do want to make sure. Izzy could the human could scan if he or the Digimon is adjacent, right?
Yes.
Okay. So he's going to do that with one of his actions, and then I feel like he should just move a little closer with the other. At least that feels right. Less because he actually wants to be up close like Mimi, and more just so that he's not in the way of anything.
Yeah.
So when I say closer, I think he's going to use one of his actions to move here, and then, I mean, technically he could move right up next to Kabuterimon and benefit from the fact that Kabuterimon would then be actually that is cover.
That is true. And because you've got Living Fortress, you're applying guard to Togemon and
So
Mimi
yeah,
right now as well.
I think he is going to run up for now, and then just really hope that there's not about to be a big area move right in the middle of all four of them.
We will have to find that out.
Uh, Actually, quick double check thing. It just has to be adjacent to have cover and the guard
Yes.
benefit, right? Okay, so
Yes.
actually, since he could have moved there, he's going to move here just to slightly space out the hypothetical area move.
It's still
still
like cover in the directions. So you'd have cover from Leomon here, but you wouldn't have cover from Ogremon.
okay. Yeah, never mind. He's gonna stay there. Hopefully, they just don't even see him. He's a tiny little guy.
Yep.
So yeah,
Terriermon is doing the big defense.
I think that's both of their. Yeah, because he.
Yep. That's it.
Okay.
Bertramon and Sora.
Okay. Now Bergermon's really salty that the rest of the party just didn't wait for them to do buffs and stuff first, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Little unfortunate, but you do have the target allies ability, so you can hit everyone with buffs anyway. Your positioning is just a little nasty for shift, but you could also move because you have a movement of 4, and then successfully, even if you moved 4, you couldn't buff Togemon. That's so sad.
But one nice thing though is that since it's flying, it definitely can move to convenient locations as far as.
Yeah, sit on top of this tree.
Although I mean, that definitely is opening it up to attacks.
Yes,
but
it is.
It also would hypothetically let them shift everyone slightly in the right direction if the spend energy, target all your allies thing. So it's not the worst idea. Honestly, you know what I think she's what actually let's see. What can Sora do to make sure? Okay. Sora's mostly would want to use, if anything, would want to direct them in an offensive move, but I think Bergermon's going to be using buffing moves this turn. So Bergermon's going to move 1, 2, 3, like here. Whoops.
You can move one further than that if you'd like.
It could, but this way I can shift my allies all directly to the left when I buff them. Wait, does the buff shifts, right, or is it the attack that shifts?
It's the buff that shifts.
Okay, then yeah. So I'm going to burn an energy.
Yep.
To do the.
So Red Sun target allies. The move still like originates from you and moves from you to guys. It just has Omni Reach. So the shift is still relative to where you are right now.
Yeah, that's why I was moving them there, because that way I can just shift them very slightly. Do the humans get the buffs too?
Technically,
not that,
yes.
I would say not that they're going to be using the buff part, but it does pull them towards Bergermon.
Yep, you can move the humans as you like.
Move them. So yeah, they're just going to shift like this.
You could also bring a Kakamon one forward.
Yeah, Kakamon's going to move one forward so that he has a slightly better time with his concussion thing until they move, obviously, but neither, again, like I said, neither of these seem like they're Zony boys, so.
All right.
They're both getting dragged forward slightly as well, because.
All right, Red Sun has moved everyone.
Everybody move.
Yep.
And now they all have buff 3, correct?
Yes. All right, and that was Bergermon's move and action. Sora still has both of her actions.
Honestly, I feel like Sora has. I mean, directs would be useful. Inspiration for allies, skill checks. Yeah, honestly, I think that Sora is just gonna move some of the way there, like just basically, like because of the shift, only like.
You could also take the dash action to move 8 units, or you could do a move action and guard if you want to protect yourself.
I feel like a move and a guard is better for. Although, I guess to be fair, we do need to close.
It depends how likely you think the human is to be targeted by an attack.
See, I don't think Leomon's going to hit a human, but Ogremon's a wild man. Now, that's me knowing this, not necessarily the characters, but, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not role-playing the characters right now. I mean, maybe a little, but you know what I mean. Yeah, Sora's just going to move up here a little bit and then do guard, just to be safe for this turn. And then,
I'll give her a shield
in future turns, other things can happen.
All right. It is Leomon's turn. Leomon regains 2 reactions. What are you going to do, buddy?
I mean, if Digimon's taught us anything, die eventually.
Wow. Alright, Leomon is going to... What is the best positioning for all of this? One, two, three. Alright. Leomon has moved. Leomon is about to do a flash check targeting Togemon. So Leomon is making a clash check. This will be a strength-based check. So 3d6 plus 5 from Leomon, targeting Togemon. Rolled a 16. Now you've got a clash back as Togemon.
Technically, Sora could help with this, I think.
Well,
but
Togemon also has advantage on strength checks.
That's true. That's probably more relevant, honestly. And also, even if it's a thing that technically works in the rules, as is, Sora is both far away and has, I think, literally every ally between her and Togemon. So even though I said I'm not necessarily role-playing the characters, it just feels like a weird to see and call out this help kind of thing. So let's see here. It is, to do the clash would be body, right?
Yep.
And you gains an advantage when making a strength skill. So would that be 46 plus 5?
Yep.
4d6 plus 5.
Alright, that is a failed clash check on Leomon's turn. Doesn't do anything. That's fine. Making a clash check is free for Leomon. I was going to go for an attack here, but I've just realized it's range-based, and I'm adjacent to Togemon, so that was a bad positioning on my part.
Everybody makes mistakes, even giant lions.
So instead, we're going to use Greater Fist of the Beast King targeting Togemon directly. You know, intercede or just take this?
I was trying to double check. I was like, does Togemon have a thing that would make this not hurt? And not really.
You do have 3 armor from Kabuterimon being adjacent to you right now. That's about it.
I say I'm really doing. Since Kabuterimon is adjacent, the intercede wouldn't need to move, right? Or do they need
it doesn't
to move
need to move.
be?
It doesn't need to move.
Okay.
It's kind of like implying, oh, you've briefly stepped over the top of them and then you've stepped back.
Palm the punch, reach over.
Yeah.
Since he doesn't have to move, I think he is going to try and.
Okay.
He is going to intercede this one.
So that uses up your reaction. And
uses up one of the reactions.
Yep. And you take 2d6 plus 3 damage. That's 15 damage.
Good for Kabuterimon.
Now, you have an armor of 6 right now, so that is reduced to 9 points of damage. So that takes you down to 7 health. But you were technically adjacent to Leomon for this, so Pale Black Digiclaw does apply on this. So you managed to do 6 impact damage back.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. And that is Leomon's turn. Ogremon is up. Ogremon is going to target Kabuterimon with Boomerang. So I'm going to roll that. Ogremon has advantage on all checks right now, so this is 4d6 plus 6. So this is a chain 3 move. Kabuterimon, it is then going to bounce off of Kabuterimon and go after Ikakumon, unless someone's going to intercede that.
Yes, I don't think. Can Kabuterimon intercede that because it's already targeting them and it's a chain?
Technically, yeah, because it's an attack made off of you. So your health
So would that?
situation is a little worrying.
Yeah, I'd say that would be getting hit twice though, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not that feels like a bad
Because
idea.
it's targeting you first originally. The only real way to cut that off would be if Togemon interceded this, because there's no angle from Togemon to chain to anyone else.
Except for humans, but to be fair,
Even then,
if it
there's like too much in the way to successfully get the humans.
and also if it was going to be bouncing to humans, it could have done that already. Uh, it does suck that this is. I forget. Does a higher rank in chain? I guess I wouldn't technically know this. Ranking up chain just increases how long it can go, right?
No,
But it
it's
can hit.
additional targets.
Okay, so if it goes to a Kakumon, it's also unless a really low.
So once it hits Kabuterimon, it can go off of Kabuterimon to hit Ikakumon. There's no good angles from Ikakumon here unless we target the humans as well, though.
Oh, right, because it is still a ranged attack. So even though Kakumon and Bergermon are right next to each other,
Yeah.
it could. No, it can't. It's not even with disadvantage. Just can't.
It could hit
think
It'll hit Kabuterimon. It would easily bounce off to Ikakumon. It could target Sora or Koshiro from there.
well, they both have the guard action on them currently. Sora from doing it.
Yeah, I just have
Koshiro from
to
being
not
next to Kabuterimon.
roll 2 6s again.
I think I'm gonna just let the attack bounce to a Kakumon and see what happens after that.
Okay, then I'm going to roll the damage for this attack. It's going to be 2d6 plus 3 damage for Bone Meringue. That's an 8. So you have 6 armor with Kabuterimon right now, so this does 2 points of damage to Kabuterimon.
He doesn't like it, but
Bounces and hits Ikakumon, which does 8 damage. And then would bounce from there to Sora in like an arcing motion. Sora's got her guard up, so she's got 3 armor right now, so this would be 5 damage to Sora.
unfortunate for her.
Oh, she's fine. Okay. That was Ogamon's attack action. Now Ogamon is going to use the light attack action, which is Cone 3 to target both Kabuterimon and Togemon. The light attack action is named Laugh at the Weak. This is going to be 3d6 plus 6 to inflict both of you with debuff 3, which cancels out the buffs on you. He's a rude boy.
All right.
Yeah, buffs and debuffs cancel. And that is Ogamon's turn. Togemon, you're up.
Okay. Now, it just makes sense, I feel like, for Togemon to just start trying to punch Elliot. And since Togemon doesn't have the buff anymore...
Togemon is also adjacent to Leomon if you want to take the scan action, though Mimi does also have Direct and Heckler that she can perform.
Let's see here. Right, all of Togemon's things are melee. I was like, Needle Spray, was that a range? It's like, no, it just has bonus range because of reasons.
Reach plus.
Well, Togemon definitely needs to attack at some point just because trying to up that style gauge. Which does remind me, it didn't matter earlier because Leomon interceded anyway, but I guess technically that Needle Spray did have slight bonus accuracy because style gauge starts at 1.
Yes.
Again, didn't matter because of intercede, so it auto hit, but okay, let's see. Mimi can direct as a simple action, which is helpful.
Yep.
And the debuffs would also be helpful, but I think scanning's a simple action, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Mimi's going to use one of the actions to scan Leomon from Togemon.
Okay, you learn the description of an active trait of Leomon. Leomon is focused, protecting Ogremon from your attacks. Can he truly be so consumed by evil? Can any words or light still reach him? That's the result of your direct. I will copy paste that text to you.
Okay. Okay.
So muse on that and try and produce an action from that.
Okay. I just want to confirm: is the he and him Leomon or Ogremon in
It's
that bit?
Leomon. It's Leomon.
That's what I thought it was. I just wanted to make sure. I want to make sure that the follow up wasn't thought from Leomon's point of view, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's using the original File Island arc as inspiration for this as well.
Okay.
Leomon definitely has a darkness gear going on, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Now, I mean, I will say that does make me think I would want to do like like the traits though. There are like 3 per dude, right?
It varies.
Ish.
You don't specifically know how many Leomon has here.
Okay.
The template, out of character, you will know specifically that Digimon with the elite template have 2 traits.
Okay. So I was more thinking like, no matter what I do at this point, it's not like it would take Leomon out of the fight. So, like, even if I figured out exactly what to do with that and then went off of it, so it makes more sense to me to have Togemon still try and, you know, punch his buns.
Oh.
So, let's see. So second impact is use a reaction to make a basic attack with it. Right. That means I could do that thing that we were talking about, but
Depends if the direct from Mimi is more valuable than the Heckler debuffs.
yeah, the debuffs might be pretty helpful for Kabuterimon's poor bones that he doesn't have because he's a bug, but
Or
and you know,
exoskeleton.
Digimon don't have bones, as we all know, so uh yeah, I do think Mimi's gonna literally just heckle Ogremon right back.
Alright. Get him! Alright,
Might as well,
the
right? Like,
icon I'll use for debuffs is just this cross marker, and Mimi's Heckler is 5, so Ogremon has 5 debuffs.
just talk shit, talk shit. It doubles right back on itself.
Get him!
So yeah, so now that's Mimi all done. Togemon hasn't actually used a single point yet. And just for double checking, equal to damage dice each time. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to waste any pale green Digicore healing if I burnt health immediately, or if I waited till next turn to make sure that I have the health to burn.
Yeah, you don't have to burn health right now. The main reason we use it in the opener is to get you below max health, so pale green starts paying for itself immediately.
Yeah, I just wanted to double check how much healing pale green does, and it's not enough that matters at the moment.
Yep.
So, yeah, I really feel like just the best move for Togemon right now is to just do some light speed jabbing, because that is the one that would hit hardest if it hits.
That's the case. Alright, so your base accuracy is 3d6 plus 3, but you're adding your style gauge to this, so that's 3d6 plus 5.
3d6 plus 5.
14
That's not a good
hits.
roll, though. Okay.
Still
not
hits.
a great roll, but it hits.
Your
That's
style
all
gauge
that really matters.
increases to plus 3, and you're about to deal damage. I assume you're using Mighty Blow?
It really feels like I should.
Yep, okay.
Just do a big ol' boffo.
So you spend 1 more energy, you gain 2 health, and roll 3d6 plus 3 twice.
I keep using just random symbols in front of roll. That was plus roll for a second.
It's just slash R.
6 plus 3. Oh, I type out roll all the way.
You don't have
So
to.
here's the
You
first
can just do it slash R.
type.
Oof.
I don't think I'm going to beat that, but let's see.
Nope. Still, that is 10 points of damage to Leomon. Nicely hit.
Okay, and I could then
Second impact.
I could second impact. And to be fair, I don't see why well, I guess it would get rid of the ability to intercede, but we're gonna do the second impact. Why not?
All right,
We'll see
you've
what
spent
happens.
your reaction. This is another check, which is going to be 3d6 plus 6 to hit because of style gauge.
It would only be 2 though, right? Because it is +1 disadvantage.
Yes, you're right. I forgot. Second impact imposes disadvantage. 2d6 plus 6. That's why we
So
use the
not the
style
best
gauge to
odds to hit. But
offset. Yeah, but
yeah,
roll a
so the
13.
style gauge alone is gonna help.
You did not
Not
roll a
enough.
13. Okay, so that's a whiff. But you still have one action left.
And let's see. Can't do like a defend because that's
You can't
it's
guard
that.
because you've attacked.
Yeah. Uh,
You could
does Pokemon
generate
have
reaction or clash, or move.
that's true. There is the ability. Uh, as a reminder for everybody, after a clash, I can push or there we go. Clash check. Double checking right now.
Yep.
Uh,
Pressure gives you boost to your next accuracy check.
so
Trip.
probably would want to do that first.
Yep. Trip forces the target to treat terrain as difficult terrain.
So can't move as much. Which, to be fair, if nothing else, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's close enough that
Would make it
that
harder
doesn't
for
really.
Leomon to intercede, yes. Push, force
Uh,
moves away from you.
which in the current situation, I feel like Trip is just better than Push because
Yeah.
there's not really something to push them into.
And grapple exposes them for a throw, but you still have to use a simple action on the throw itself.
Okay.
All grapple does is make it possible to throw them on that turn.
Yeah, I think I will go for the Clash.
All right.
Actually, you know what? Just to be safe, I'm actually going to generate a reaction.
All right. You've regained a reaction.
Because Kabuterimon could would like someone else to get
Yep.
hit.
All right. It is Ikakumon and Joe's turn.
Okay.
For reference,
Unfortunately,
because of your positioning now, your line of sight on Ogumon is blocked by the cover that is this big tree.
Good to know. Let's
Originally,
see.
you were one square back, and
I
Ogumon
was aiming
also
for
wasn't
range.
there either, I think.
I think I was aiming for that spot, like in front of them, because I was doing area on
Yeah,
Leomon.
but this tree is well and truly in your way right now.
And unfortunately, Akakumon is not like. While Joe would be good at it because of the bonus inspiration, or at least it would not hurt for it. Since Akakumon wants to stay back a bit, not exactly the best to try and set up a scan.
Yeah, the way everyone is lined up here now is causing you problems.
Yep.
You could do a move and hold action with the assumption that maybe Kabuterimon will move on your next turn.
That's true. I could also. Hypothetically, Akakumon could try and sneak around and get shots around back to try and bombard Leomon, but it would still be an awkward angle.
Yeah, it would be possible if you moved 3 to here and then took a shot at Leomon.
It's not the worst idea.
It's an awkward angle, but I would allow it.
Well, it also helps that anything that Akakumon would be aiming there could also, while ignoring Sniper, technically just bombard the area to the right of Leomon. And so if it was awkward enough, it is mitigatable. But I think he is going to move into that general area regardless, because again, if Kabuterimon moves and I do the hold action, I can just line up the shot on Ogremon anyway. Actually, wait, let me confirm before I move this. If
You
he's
have
down
3
like
movement.
yeah, so if he's down like here, whoops, did the multi-click thing. Okay, if he's down here, that's a pretty big range, so he'd actually need to be like right up here, and then why? Sorry, my mouse is dumb. Okay, he could line up his long range move on he could line up a harpoon tornado on Ogremon, assuming Kabatarymon's going to get out of the way.
Yeah.
But I think if he's standing there, then he loses the shot on Leomon. So I have to commit either way here. I think without having the shot to try and like break through Leomon's traits this turn necessarily, it makes more sense to just take the shot on Leomon, because if I take the shot on Ogremon, it's probably going to be Actually, I guess if it's going to be interceded by Leomon, then it makes more sense to take the shot on Ogremon, because can't miss that way.
Yeah, that's definitely an option.
So yeah, Akakumon's going to shift here,
All right.
and that's close enough, right? I didn't mess up my. Yeah, that's just close enough. Okay. So Joe's gonna move over, because actually he could just direct from there.
But you've already got buffs from Bergramon.
That's true.
Though
Well, he could direct
you're gonna lose
after.
these buffs at the end of your turn.
That's true. Direct ones work the same way, right? So
Yes, and direct is a complex action, so you can't use it with hold action either.
unfortunate. So yeah, Akakumon's just not gonna be able to use the buffs unless I have him move here instead and take the shot on Leomon.
Yeah.
I mean, since the other two literally lost their buffs, I think I have to just so that Bergermon got to do a thing in the first round.
Okay.
So he's gonna move and take. Let's see. I think it just makes more sense. Like honestly, Harpoon Tornado or Concussion Rain. I don't think.
Yeah, either can hit here.
Well, I say they don't do different damage, and neither of them has like an effect that's like, oh, this one slows him down or something. So I guess technically Concussion Rain is the better one on the off chance something shifts mid attack and he's getting partial cover from Togemon or something.
Yeah. With those buffs and sniper, your accuracy check for this would be 4d6 plus 8.
That feels like a good chance to hit.
Yeah.
It's almost like buffs and abilities really change what dice and stuff you get to roll.
Yes, it's almost like if you're not doing these, it's going to be bad for you. But here, you literally just have to not roll 4 1s to hit.
Let's see 4 1s. There's only 1 there.
Oh, unfortunate. I guess you've dealt damage to Leomon then. 2d6 plus 1.
2d6 plus 1.
And this has consumed your buffs. Alright, Leomon takes 2 points of damage.
Not as impressive as some of the other attacks that he's done so far, but you know.
Alright, what's Joe gonna do with his turn?
Joe's pretty far away from people at the moment. I mean, yes, Sora's further away, but
the safest thing to do would probably be to be adjacent to Ikakumon, so you couldn't be hit by Bone Meringue.
Yeah, so if a Bone Meringue were to come at Joe, it would have to come from an angle that doesn't hit Ikakumon, which
yeah.
Just gonna go right here. He's making his way places. And then I guess since he has another simple action, he's probably just gonna guard. That feels like
Guarding is good.
Actually he was here. He was here, right?
Yep.
So I could hypothetically dash him to get into the other side of Akakumon and move him towards Leomon for, like, trying to break through reasons.
Yeah, you could absolutely try and push through.
And you can just walk through allies unless they're, like, super huge, right?
Yes, yes. You can move
Okay.
through the spaces occupied by your allies. Otherwise, interceding
I
wouldn't work.
I figured that was the case just because, like, a lot of times the amount of space a character takes up in any system is less how explicitly big they are and more how much space they're taking up on guard.
Yes.
So yeah, I will have Joe just use the dash then.
Alright, with dash you can move 8
Uh,
units.
I think I'm not going to move the full 8 though, just because I think it makes more sense to still try and
Alright,
not get a bone bounced off of Kakumon right into his head.
there you go. It is Kabuterimon's turn. You lose the effect of Guard and Guardian stance.
It was just Guardian stance. Because he had done the extra reaction that didn't wind up
Oh,
getting used. But
yeah.
uh, I feel like Kabuterimon absolutely needs to burn an energy for second wind.
Yeah, that's very valid. Recover 6 health by second winding.
Because I say it's not good if your tank tanks himself to the grave.
Yep.
Okay, sorry, insect flew in my way. Uh, now let's see here. He could hypothetically do some taunting.
Absolutely.
We do some taunting here. Uh, he could technically double taunt, even though that doesn't really do anything except guarantee that it's gonna, or not guarantee, but increase the likelihood that a taunt happens.
Well, second wind is a simple action, so you only have one
Oh,
simple
right, right.
action
He only
now.
has one. That's right. I was thinking for some reason I was thinking light attack did a weird extra thing. Okay, so he could just go for a taunt, or he could hunker down. Those are the two most obvious things for Kabuterimon.
Well, remember that with Living Fortress, hunkering down also gives guard to your adjacent allies.
Yeah, I say he can't guard and living fortress this turn because of needing to heal.
Guardian
But just
stance. You're thinking of Guardian stance.
living fortress, right? Living
Living
fortress
Fortress is
is
a passive.
okay.
Your cover to your adjacent allies, and your guard action applies to allies within 2 units of you.
Right, right. Guardian stance is the one that lets you just zip around by interceding.
Yeah.
Uh, which does not feel super needed right now anyway, since I don't believe his armor is going to be high enough to reduce him to 0. Although Okromon does have less attack because of the Mimi just
Yeah, with
smack
a
talking
combination of
relative.
guard and Guardian stance, it's possible to reduce Ogumon's damage to 0.
But since I can't guard and
You could by spending an energy to use Guardian stance as a free
right,
action.
that's true. Although I will say I feel like the difference between 0 and 1 damage can be relevant, but at this moment I don't think it is.
Well,
So
it's more the fact that if you take 0 damage, you also get your reaction back, so you can intercede again.
that's true. But on the other hand, I feel like of the two that he can deal with, Ogremon is the one, and Ogremon is attacking after Leomon. So
Fair enough.
he's not going to be able to intercede one then the other unless Leomon specifically holds a action for after Ogremon's attack, which he could do hypothetically. But so yeah, I think Kabuterimon might just need to use guard this turn.
All right. You are guarding. What about Koshiro? What about Izzy?
I mean, let's see here. Koshiro doesn't really have a. Let me see here. Which skills is he good at? Not necessarily.
Intelligence.
Yeah, they say not charisma. Unfortunately, I mean, like it's not his worst thing. his worst thing would certainly be body, because at least agility, while its stats lower, he does have proficiencies in things. So I say, because it does feel like uh trying to convince Leomon to stop, you know, defending Ogremon and attacking them could help. I don't know if he has the skill to do it.
It does sound like it would be charisma driven.
Yeah, like Mimi definitely has the chance, but was a little busy smack talking Ogremon this turn.
That's very valid of her.
I mean, we all do a little smack talk to Ogremon now and then.
It's necessary for health.
I mean, it still might be worth going for it just to try and because there's always the chance of a high roll, which I think is the only way that Koshiro's convincing anyone of anything. Is there a minimum range for, or minimum or maximum range for
I think
trying to convince someone verbally?
I think it's important for some amount of line of sight to exist, so you might need to like move and then speak.
Which is getting him out of the guard zone. But again, I feel like the biggest chance he has of getting hit by something is a boomerang
Yeah.
bouncing around. So as long as he's right next to someone,
You could
it's
move
probably
like
good.
all the way back here next to Joe, and then you would still have direct line of sight to Leomon.
Could also move. Would he would have direct line of sight if he was next to Mimi behind Togemon, right?
Yes.
I
If you
think
can
that's
draw the line and it doesn't go through anything, it's direct.
I think that's probably the better positioning spot. Boop.
All right. And Koshiro, what kind of check are you making to try and convince Leomon to stop this?
I mean, obviously, Koshiro would love this to be a logic explanation, but I don't think that that's what's happening here. I think this is probably a persuade of some kind.
All right. A persuade check to convince Leomon to stop this attack is an extreme check, so you're going to have to hit a 25 of this.
Which is not likely to happen with poor little Koshiro and his baby persuade, but like, in fact, I think it might be impossible. Math is for the mathy. For as a reminder, inspiration is advantage.
No, you roll as many points of inspiration as you choose, and you take the highest result of that pool of dice to add to your check.
Okay, so it's like a buffed single, like it's like an advantage that is a very good advantage, but no matter
Yes.
how much inspiration you use.
But you choose to use inspiration after making the skill check.
So you can see how much it's worth even attempting.
Yeah. Bergramon is around, and she can use Rapid Assist to help with that, though her Rapid Assist would also be Charisma based, so that would be a +3 to it.
Which is better than nothing. Especially since Bergermon's going to go next, so it doesn't matter if
Yeah, her reaction's about to
they
come
use
back.
their reaction. So yeah, we'll do that. Koshiro's going to try and...
So your base
It's,
Persuade is 3d6 plus 2. If Bergeron's using her reaction, that's going to be 3d6 plus 5. Your aspects don't really come into play here, so...
Yeah, I would say, literally, this entire roll is just a... Is it worth burning inspiration to try and make this a hypothetical possibility?
I mean, if you can roll a 19 or a 20 on this...
Yeah, I'd say this would take a very good roll.
Yeah.
Let's find out. 3d6. You said it was +5?
Yes,
with
because
the
Bergeron's
Bergermon help?
using her Rapid Assist.
Okay, let's find out. Nope.
An attempt was made.
He tried.
He did.
To be
I
fair,
respect it.
I say of what I remember, there were a handful of situations where he tried to do stuff that he was not the best equipped to do the thing.
Yeah, but his intelligence skills, though.
Oh yeah.
All skills plus a 6 in intelligence, that's tasty.
I think
Alright.
that was because that was the movement and
And
thing. So
Kabuterimon used Second Wind and Guard, so it is Bergermon. Here's your reaction back. Sora's Guard also
yeah.
ends.
Okay. So let's double check here. Um.
Unfortunately, the shift quality of Red Sun is not going to have a lot of use in this situation.
Unless I want to slam Togemon into Leomon and hurt Togemon, and maybe Leomon also, but not. I don't think I don't think it's worth slamming your health bar against an elites and hoping yours is bigger because it doesn't. I don't think it's going to be. uh, let's see. I mean, I feel like I know the general idea of where I want to do some positioning things here. Let's see, Bergermon. The buffs would be very useful. The shift, probably, like you said, not going to be a thing. Uh, what's the range on Red Sun if I'm not burning energy? It is 3,
Yeah,
so
and
would
everything's out
need
of
to
reach of
move
that.
to
You could get a Kakumon.
a Kakumon and Sora. The two buffest now.
You can't get Sora because she's directly
Oh
adjacent to
right,
you
it's
and it's a
ranged.
ranged attack.
Sora would move first, obviously.
Yeah.
uh, okay.
Well,
Let's
Sora's
see,
feeling a
Sora.
little dazed after she had to drop to the ground to avoid bone meringue overhead, and she scraped herself on the ground pretty bad.
I do have one question.
Yep.
So I assume that, like, to be fair, part of this question is effectively going to be flavor stuff because I just want to, even though it. But anyway, whatever. If you're using inspiring to boost an ally's skill check, whatever their skill is doing doesn't really matter. As long, basically, they need to see you for it, more or less, right? Because you need to be the one inspiring them.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh. Okay.
But with this positioning, I would still because this is a human case,
Oh
I would
yeah.
still say Koshiro could see Sora from here, or at least hear her.
Okay. What I think needs to happen. Also, just a quick confirmation. While there is big tree in between like Bergermon and Ogremon, if Bergermon flew up, they could hypothetically take the shot, right?
Yep.
Because there's a tree there, but bird
No, Bergermon could
Ramon.
easily land on top of this tree and then have Meteor Wing targeting on Ogumon.
Okay. So I'm just doing things. Okay. I don't know how well this plan will work, but we're gonna go for it anyway. Uh, so just as a confirmation, Sora could hypothetically yell inspiration over to like Mimi or Koshiro from here, right?
Yep.
We're agreeing on that. Okay. Then I really feel like what Sora's gonna want to do here is probably direct Bergermon to, because Bergermon could hypothetically move forward and give buffs to Kabuterimon and Togemon, but since Ogremon has shown that they will just shit talk that away, it feels like doing something to interfere with that is important first.
All right.
So, yeah, Sora's gonna complex Bergermon, etc.
All right.
And Bergermon, let's see, Meteor Wing is probably the go-to because
I mean, that's how you're
the
going to
only
do
reason,
damage.
Yeah, I was say the only other like Talon Strike is also possible, but why would you do that, Bertramon? don't don't just fly into the.
Oh yeah, they both
Anyway,
have certain strikes, so it's the same accuracy on both.
it's just that one is explicitly putting you into melee and one isn't.
Yeah.
Well, explicitly putting you into melee for a second and then pushing away. But if for some reason I was thinking that that Bone Club couldn't reach a little further, I feel like that'd be silly. So yeah, Bertramon is going to fly up on top of the
Yep.
tree and hopefully using the buffs, use Meteor Wing to.
All right. Well, thanks to certain strike and your buffs from Sora, you have a 3d6 plus 7 to make this hit.
That feels like a good odds. 3d6. Although I guess I should clarify: is Leomon interceding, because I think they're within range.
Uh, yeah, Leomon always intercedes for Ogremon. So 1, 2 has moved within range.
Okay, I just figured because I was like, the buffs are not going to be used this way, but it still is what would be happening. So
Yeah, it would help me out if Leomon was a little smarter about this, because Ogremon probably wouldn't be hit by this, but oh well. So you're dealing 2d6 damage.
2d6.
You are dealing 1 point of damage.
Yeah, minimum damage numbers.
Let's go. All
And I
right.
think that's
That's
everything
Bertramon's turn.
until. Yeah.
Leomon is up. Let's see. Because Ogremon is right here, I can't use Greater Fist of the Beast King as burst. Let's see. I'm going to use my free clash check to target Kabuterimon. This will again be a body-based check, strength specifically. It's 3d6 plus 5 from Leomon. So you're going to have to make a check for Kabuterimon.
Okay. Kabuterimon doesn't have the same
Yep.
fortitudinal thing going on there, but yeah, body's it's body or agility, right? I mean, in this case, it would be body. But
It's any of your core stats of your choice, but if you don't choose the same core stat, you have disadvantage.
okay, well, body's still the best one
Yeah,
anyway.
so
So
3d6 plus 4.
let's see what happens.
Nope.
Ooh, there's my ones.
All right. Leomon sets up, uses the grapple action on you, and is then going to throw Kabuterimon with a simple action. 1, 2, 3. You nearly hit Ikakumon, but it's a straight line. But you do take 3 points of impact damage from this.
Which ignores armor.
Yep. And having done that, Leomon is going to take the guard action.
Hilariously, unless I'm mistaken, that means that now Ikakumon has a bonus 2 armor.
3 actually.
Oh, 3.
Yep.
It
Okay.
has a guard worth of armor.
So I've taken the guard action. I've taken the throw. Oh yeah, that's my entire turn. Okay.
You've taken the yeet action.
Ogremon is going to target Bertramon. Is going to target Togemon with Bone Meringue. You could intercede it.
Kabuterimon has 8 health. He does have the energy that one of his actions is certainly going to be healing next turn.
Well, you did guard, so you have 6 armor.
That's true. it does feel like that's the right thing, especially because at this point Togemon's going to
Well, it's gonna
be
bounce off of a Kakumon, bounce off Togemon and hit a Kakumon. I mean, it's probably still gonna do that off Kabuterimon, actually. But technically, you could move
yeah. So
yourself
he
here.
can
You'd
space
still be
himself.
adjacency.
Yeah, as it means that it would probably bounce to Birdramon
It would.
instead,
It
and then
would.
right back to. Well, actually, no. Then yeah. Yeah. Then it could bounce off and murk Sora though.
It could, but Ogamon does not have line of sight on Sora for that.
And also, if it is following Boomerang arc, it would be wild to go from here to here, then over here. Like that bone would be gone.
Yeah. But are you going to
Uh,
intercede?
I do think Kabuterimon should intercede because,
All right.
again, basically, we're determining whether this attack is going to bounce off of Togemon and hit Ikakumon, or it's going to bounce off Kabuterimon and hit Birdramon. Those are like the two.
Okay, so Bone Meringue is 2d6 plus 3 damage to hit. 10
I
damage.
was going to let Togemon just take the damage at first, but then I realized that Togemon's going to probably want to burn some health to keep the energy up next turn.
So that is 4 points of damage to Kabuterimon. And then the attack still technically hit Togemon here. It's just Kabuterimon filled that place temporarily. So it can bounce off. It can't bounce off Togemon.
And it can't really
It can't reasonably hit a Kakumon because Kabuterimon is in the way and Kabuterimon is cover. And Kabuterimon is not a valid target because Kabuterimon is adjacent to Togemon. I can't even really get Joe because this line still touches Kabuterimon. So yeah, I think you just completely absorbed that attack from Ogamon.
It hurt. It probably hurt like heck. But
oh wait, Ogamon had 5 debuffs as well, so actually you only took 1 point of damage.
That hurt much less.
Yeah. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bye.
Bye.
Togemon.
Okay. Now we're going to do what should have been done the first time, probably. Even though this is going to take, because of the coincidental shifts that everyone made, I feel like Mimi would need to step aside, step out from behind Togemon to try and talk to Leomon. But that feels like the thing to do.
All right, so you're gonna have Mimi move into a position?
Yes, probably just right here.
Okay.
Maybe right here. Yeah.
All right, that's a direct line to Leomon. You are making a persuade check with Mimi. This is an extreme skill check, so your goal is to hit a 25.
Yeah, but Mimi actually has a chance to get close enough that then Sora's help could matter as opposed to
your base persuade is 4d6 plus 5. It is also justifiable to invoke your major aspect on this.
Which one's oh yeah. Talking from the heart.
Yep. So this would be a 4d6 plus 7.
It's almost like if you have characters roll things they're good at rather than the thing that needs to get done.
And if Birdramon uses her reaction to help out with this, that would be a 4d6 plus 10.
Which again, since enemies don't get to attack before then, probably still a good move.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll do 46 plus 10. And then if I still roll extremely bad, at least Sora's there to try and help. Or Mimi could just use their own inspiration. Either way. So let's find out. 46 plus 10?
Yep.
Okay, just making sure before I hit enter.
Hot damn! You didn't even need inspiration. Alright. You have reached Leomon with an appropriate skill check, fulfilling the condition of his first trait. Leomon loses 3 armor and will no longer start his turn with 2 reactions.
That's helpful.
Yeah. Leomon's
Now,
that trait was making Leomon extremely tanky.
now it would be really useful to then scan, but because of the required movement, because the funny thing was, if Leomon hadn't shifted at the beginning of their turn, uh, Mimi had a line of sight before that. It was through Izzy or Koshiro, but to be fair, on the other hand, uh, Leomon's shifting is the only reason that they couldn't burst Togemon, probably Koshiro, like
Yeah.
literally Leomon moving up there and Ogremon being next to them is the only reason that it didn't just ruin everybody. So Mimi's out of stuff. Togemon's still,
Raring to
you know,
go.
I feel like Togemon is gonna want to burn health now.
You don't specifically
Just
need to do it just yet. Because it's a free
yeah,
action.
but that's true because technically I'm not gonna spend on Mighty Blow if I miss. So
Yeah, and Mighty Blow will still just take you back to 24. It won't overcap you.
that's true. So yeah, I feel like the proper move to do then is, well, all right, I do need to go for Coconut Upper if I want to keep
Your style gauge for another round.
Style Gauge. To be fair, that's probably like I will say this is just a aside. I am going to do Coconut Upper, so I'll start doing that now. But that is a unfortunately unbuffed because Mimi's actions were very tied up this turn.
But you've got your style gauge, so it's still going to be 3d6 plus 6.
That's true. Okay, slash roll. D6
And Leomon's
plus
dodge is
6.
only 13, so pretty easy to hit.
Time for a Coconut Upper.
There
Coconut
it is.
Mall.
And that brings your style gauge up to plus 4. I presume you're using Mighty Blow on this?
Yeah, might as well. Like,
Alright, that is your last energy and brings you back to 24 HP.
so now instead of 2d6 plus 2, it's 3d6 plus 2 twice.
Yes.
3d6.
Do that damage! Because Leomon is
2.
guarding, his armor is still 6, but that's better than the 9 it was a minute ago.
Yeah, moments before. Alright, so 3d6 plus 2 once. 3d6 plus 2 a second time.
Much
Probably gonna go with that
spicier.
second one.
Alright, that is 9 points of damage dealt to Leomon.
And then could use a reaction to just get a pop off while Togemon, like, now that the style gauge is maxed out, it feels like Togemon really wants to burn as many attacks as possible.
Absolutely.
Until it's going to go away next turn.
Yeah, I would say
So
the thing to do here is second impact into generate reaction.
Yeah, so we're going to do a second impact first off, let's just get that.
So
this
that's
is a basic attack.
3d6 plus 7.
But it's 2d6 because of the...
Oh, yeah, you're correct. 2d6 plus 7. Because it's disadvantage.
It's not a guarantee, but it's not a bad odds.
No, it's not terrible.
That seems like that hits.
Yep, that does indeed hit. So that's 2d6
and a basic
damage.
Attack is just a flat 2d6 because it's basic attacks downside is that they can't have cool modifiers, but damage wise they're fine.
Damage wise they are effective.
Except for that one. This one's a baby one.
1 point of damage, and I imagine you're using generate reaction with the rest of your turn?
That does feel like yes, I was about to say, and I'll burn health, but honestly makes more sense to burn health next turn.
Yep.
I doubt that 24 damage is about to get pumped into Togemon in one move, but like, even if the difference is, 20 damage coming at it's like, it would technically survive if it didn't burn first, so.
Alright.
Yeah, I think that's Togemon Mimi's whole thing.
Now it is Ikakumon and Joe, again in awkward positioning.
Yeah.
Ikakumon is having a rough time.
Am I right in assuming, though, that, like, the foliage on either sides is more of, like, large bushes than whole trees, since
Yeah,
we
yeah,
got
yeah.
like.
You can see actual trees if you scroll up a little.
Oh yes, there's like one directly above uh
Yeah, Ogremon was just crouched
Ogremon.
down in the bushes at the start of this.
That's what I figured. I just wanted to make sure that if he needed to, Akakumon could start tromping through the bushes to the right there,
I would happily allow that.
which he might just need to at this point because he couldn't get far, but like he could line up a shot on Leomon if he needed to, if he went left instead of right. But then he's also setting up that tree to be a maintained annoying presence.
Yeah. It's
You know, at the
certainly
right he might.
possible to target Leomon, but it's not going to help you in the future with everything else going on.
Yeah, so it might be worth more just to use like a dash and start making the way around the right so that he can start lining up shots on Ogremon and Leomon
Yeah.
in future turns.
There's so much empty room above here for positioning, but it's really easy to get locked in corners.
Yeah. Now this big rock is also an issue if he starts going around that side, because if Leomon, like Ultra Instinct, just looks up and slams him against the wall, that's just not good. But I think the right choice for Akakumon is just to dash and start circling around counterclockwise over here. Because, yeah, I feel like setting up shots in the upcoming turns is better than getting a single shot and locking yourself into that corner.
Yep, I can agree with
So a
that.
dash is 8 movement, right?
Yes.
So you can go pretty. You can go all the way over here, honestly. Probably not going to go all the way over here just because. Probably just stop. Actually, wait. How far away is this? Okay, so it's like 5 away from if he goes pretty much as far as possible, which might then be the right choice, actually. It might get him focused on, but Kabuterimon hypothetically could do his. He could hypothetically go into better block mode. I'm spacing on terms because I'm bad at terms. Guardian stance. That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, Akakumon's gonna shift around to here and just hope that Leomon doesn't immediately wall bounce him.
All right, what's Joe up to?
I feel like Joe's just probably gonna scramble after Akakumon. Cause like, to be fair,
Look at this big
what
rock you could hide behind.
yeah, that is a big rock. Is that smaller rock big enough to like huddle on, or would he be behind it?
I think you'd need to be a little bit further behind the big rock.
Okay, then we'll just go here.
All right. Just some
He's also
dashes for Mikakumon and Joe this turn.
yep, scrambling. Reposition. I
Kabuterimon
mean,
and Koshiro.
if you're playing the sniper, you have to be ready to spend turns just repositioning.
Yep.
Okay. What were the things that Kabuterimon? That's a guard and saying that his reaction was burned up, right?
Yes, so both of those
Okay.
end.
I thought so, but I was like, did Ogremon didn't use his debuff this turn, right? And no, he didn't.
No,
I
Ogremon ran
was
away.
indeed remembering correctly.
Bravely
Okay,
ran away.
let's see. So Kabuterimon has 3 movement, and he can hypothetically move up to 6 in a turn if he's using Guardian Stance. Which is good because I'm pretty sure what he has to do this turn is Second Wind again.
All right. Another energy down and 6 more health recovered.
And then I think he is just going to enter Guardian Stance so that even if Birdramon moves around, he hypothetically can do a dash to get to most of them.
All right. You got your Guardian stance, but not guard.
Yeah, I say it's not the best situation to be in, but
How about Koshiro?
Koshiro. Let's see. There's not really anything.
You could
Actually,
boldly move adjacent to Leomon and scan.
that's true. Actually, can I change what Kabuterimon's going to do?
Sure.
Now that I think about it, instead of entering Guardian Stance, he is going to. Let me bring up his sheet so I'm doing this right. Ruler. Yeah, he is going to bravely harsh buzzing.
Leomon.
Actually, I guess if he's doing that, he might as well just electroshocker, right? Since they
Yeah,
both taunt.
that works.
Yeah, see, it's a lot easier for Izzy to be brave if Leomon is taunted.
So you're going to use Koshiro's direct on that, or are you just going to let Kabuterimon
Ooh,
attack?
that's true, because Kabuterimon doesn't have the best chance to hit.
Yeah, Kabuterimon doesn't have anything that boosts accuracy, so it's going to be a flat 3d6 plus 3.
The only thing he has to boost accuracy is that his harsh buzzing doesn't get the debuff that it should get if you use his allies action.
Yeah. But you
But
either need
Izzy,
Bergeron's support or to take the gamble.
yeah, because Koshiro, I do think, wants to run up and do the scan just to try and figure out the second trait, because you can't really do anything about it until you know about it, unless you just happen to get really lucky and it's like, if he's taunted, a thing happens, and then you're just like, oh, I just coincidentally used a taunt move. But you know what? Regardless, I'm gonna have Koshiro go up and do. Whoops, still on ruler. I'm gonna wait to figure out what the scan can give me, and then if it's something super helpful, then honestly, I'm just flip flop between, because Guardian also protects Koshiro,
Yeah.
so
Right.
I'm just gonna see what this scan gives me.
Koshiro has moved up and taken the scan action. The description of the second trait of Leomon is Leomon's mastery of the sword gives him an advantage in any fight. You must get rid of it.
Okay.
So you understand on some level there's some means of interacting with Leomon to try and get rid of the sword he's using.
Yes. I will say one of the main reasons I was waiting to see how that ended before I did the decided on the taunt or the guard thing is, A, if it did sound like a taunt would be beneficial towards the thing, and B, if it was something that sounded like Bergermon or Sora could easily, not easily, but like if they could work towards it beforehand, because
Yep. All right.
I think I think going Guardian form is the better choice still.
Kabuterimon takes the Guardian stance.
Yeah, Guardian stance.
All right. Bergermon and Sora.
Okay, Sora definitely. Uh, Directing Bergeron is an important thing, but I also feel like Sora doesn't want to be that far back the entire time. But I guess if Bergeron's buffing allies, then that doesn't matter as much. Let's see these ranges. Oops. Okay. Not quite within. Togemon's not quite within range of just the basic missile version. But it could be. This could just be a turn to do the target all allies version. Yeah, I think. Plus, partially because this gives Sora some freedom of movement rather than absolutely going for a direct. I think Bergermon is going to spend energy and do the group
All right.
Red Sun.
Red Sun,
Get some.
target allies. Everyone gets buffs. You get a buff. You get a buff. You get a buff.
Let's be fair, they get 3 buffs.
Do you want to shift anyone relative to you?
Let's see. Let me just double check. Kakumon's range is 7 from that. Could have sworn it was closer, but direct line. So the shift would probably just bring him 1 to the left rather than up and left.
Yes, it's relative.
Like that's the thing. Is Bergermon is slightly up, but it's so much more left than up that it
Yeah,
feels like
no,
it's
it's
to
not
the
going to
left.
move you up.
This spot would still be, yeah. I think I put a Kakumon in a slightly wrong place. Oh well, it happened.
It does happen.
I do feel like a Kakumon is going to get shifted one just because.
Right?
I believe. Actually, let me confirm here. Yeah, it's not like he's getting the sniper benefit at the moment anyway. Uh, the humans technically also get the chance to shift. I don't think Joe's going to shift. I think Joe likes this big rock in the way.
Remember that shift can move you forward or back, so you could also move one more to the right.
I feel like the bigger, like, not necessarily the bigger threat, but certainly the threat that there are less bodies between him and it is Ogremon. So, and is he already out of sight of Ogremon? Ogremon can probably see him just over that rock. So you know what? Yeah, I'll let him get pushed back one.
Right?
Boop. Sora's gonna get pulled forward one because Sora wants to move anyway.
Yep.
Kabuterimon, I feel like is close enough to intercede no matter where it is at the moment. So really, that movement is more based on. Uh, Real quick, this large root is uh like solid, right? Like Mimi could
Right
not
here?
get pulled up.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, it would be more difficult terrain than anything, but that still requires 2 units of movement to move onto.
Yeah, I say really the only reason I was oh, actually it's only a single movement anyway. So yeah, Togemon is going to get shifted one.
Yep.
Uh Although actually that oh well, no, intercede works. Moving through allies is fine. That's right. Uh Izzy is hmm. Izzy's going to get pushed over towards a Kakumon.
Clever.
Or or would that should be right here actually, I think.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
more right.
it's a bit I was thinking for some reason I was thinking Izzy was a little more diagonal. Well, that's a much more horizontal line than anything else. Okay. Uh and I think I've moved everyone except for Kabuterimon, who doesn't really want to move away and can't move forward without stepping on Mimi, and then a
All right.
similar thing with Mimi. So
That's an
I think
effective
that's
action for Bertramon. What's
yep.
Bertramon's other action going to be?
Uh, that's true. Bergeron has a second action.
You're out of reach for Meteor Wing, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately you can't pull an enemy forward with a buff. I mean, you can, but not with the target allies version. And man, you would need to be confident of that movement to use a buff to shift an enemy towards you. I mean, I think with just that one, Bergeron could move, which might be worth doing just to keep the buffer out of direct sight of enemies. I think Bergeron is going to move, partially for that thing I just said, but also just so that it can more easily missile like Togemon and I guess Kabuterimon next turn, so that Kabuterimon has better options with taunting. Although actually with that pull forward, it's fine right now. But
Yeah, they're both within Red Sun's reach.
I think I am still. Whoops, stupid right click. Actually, let's move Sora first. Sora just gonna. Hmm. Sora will. Sora has both of her actions still because she got
Yes.
shifted by Bergermon, not by. Um. Yeah, she's just gonna move like 3 to get over here, and then do guard. She's
All
just
right.
kind of. She's just shifting her way around the battlefield at the moment.
All right.
And Bergermon
Bertramon's
can either.
action.
Bergermon can't guard because.
She attacked.
Yeah, even if it's a 0 damage attack, an attack is an attack. I think she's just gonna shift down a scooch. Can she land right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Gives her a little bit of cover from Ogremon if he was playing anything fancy. I assume Leomon could get to her if he really wanted to, but you would get at least some difficult terrain going on the way, so.
Fun Ogumon
busting through a
fact,
tree.
I was indeed planning on going after Bergermon and bouncing attacks off of her.
Still technically a thing you can do, I think, because cover's just... Or is cover full on? I guess it is pretty much full cover at that point,
Alright.
isn't it?
Leomon loses the benefits of guard and that extra reaction. Leomon is going to use that free clash check to target Togemon. This time using agility. So this will be a 3d6 plus 4 to get through.
Okay, so he's doing some quick clashes.
Yeah, this is a precision-based clash. Now, you are able to choose a different core stat, but if you do, you get a disadvantage on that.
Okay, so the real question, but since Togemon does have prodigious strength, I think it's still
Yes.
better to just do the stat, a flat stat, rather than...
Prodigious strength would still let you do a 3d6 plus 5 in response.
I feel like that's just the better choice then, because it's 3d6 plus 5 or 3d6 plus 3, or is it 2? I don't remember.
Togemon's agility is 2, so yeah.
Yeah. Specifically because of that. So the prodigious stats really are a benefit in all situations, because they let you clash using a stat that you're better at.
Yes.
Even if you're not planning on using clashes as anything other than defensively. So let's see.
Okay, I do not get to throw you at Kabuterimon. Very sad.
How do you clash with boxing gloves on?
Really well, apparently. Alright. I could position myself to do Greater Fist of the Beast King, targeting you and Koshiro, or Togemon and Mimi. Seems annoying. I'm gonna take a risk. Leomon takes a step back from Togemon. So this would trigger your attack of opportunity.
I feel like I said, one of the things that Togemon's doing right now is entirely just trying to get as many attacks out as
Yep, and
possible
this
while the style
would
gauge is
benefit
maxed.
from both your style gauge and your buffs.
And the buffs go away once they're used or the end of the
Yes.
turn, right?
Yes.
Okay. I feel like it's still worth it to do it right now. So it's
Oh,
going to
you
be
don't have
light
a
speed.
choice on that. Buffs activate as soon as they would.
Well, I was saying, yeah, I think it's worth using the opportunity attack
Yep.
regardless, just because.
Okay.
So I guess light speed jabbing, because
Yep.
that
And
attack
this
is
would
opportunist.
be 3d6 plus 3 naturally, plus 4 for style gauge, and plus 3 for your buffs. So 3d6 plus 10. Literally impossible to miss.
Unless, yeah.
Okay. And so this
I,
is 2d6 plus 3 damage.
oh, D6 plus
Oh, I didn't
3.
realize this, but I guess I don't know if Mighty Blow would affect an opportunist based attack.
It does say for a name melee attack action.
Yeah, and it's not an action, it's a reaction. So just 2d6 plus 3.
And also, to be fair, no energy at the moment anyway. So,
Yeah.
although if later on you decide actually it can work with like that, then we now have a reason why you would use burn health at that opportunity we had last time.
9. So that is 6
Open
damage
guard.
dealt to Leomon. And now that Leomon is in position, we're going to go Fist of the Beast King, which is a reach 7 line. Does this go through? Could have even attacked you guys if I wanted to. I don't, but that's a very nasty line that would require a lot of interceding and taking damage. I don't know, you guys are doing pretty well on health right now, and Leomon has a darkness gear, sure. Fist of the Beast King, line 7. Intercede this.
I think I will be. Wait, I think you mentioned this earlier, but how does cover work when it comes to line attacks?
Um, a line attack can't a line attack would hit everyone in a line, so it would hit all of these guys. If Ikakumon were technically cover to Joe, the line attack could not go through Ikakumon unless it also had penetrate on it.
Okay. Which, again, as we've discussed, would be more of a dodging thing rather than like avoiding a Kakumon rather than shooting straight through a
Yeah.
Kakumon. uh,
But Kabuterimon does have Guardian stance on right now, right?
so he can move the full distance.
Yeah, Kabuterimon could intercede for this. And because Kabuterimon counts as cover, that would cut the line off, actually.
Yeah, so he's gonna boom,
Yeah, okay. Kabuterimon zaps through and takes that hit.
flies right over Izzy or
Yeah,
Koshiro.
and that will absorb the entire line attack. That was good use of your movement.
I will say it also really shows that that was the right move over Taunt, because even if Taunt would have just, I
All
don't believe that
right.
Taunt makes it so that they get disadvantage if they attack, and the attack still includes them. So you would have just
You used
fired
Guardian
the line
Stance
through.
and Regen, so you only have 3 armor right now.
Yes,
So you
unfortunately,
take 8 points of damage and get reduced down to 5 health.
yeah. It was unfortunately the way that it had to go, but if nothing else,
That was
Koshiro,
correct.
Kakumon, and Joe appreciate that that's the way it went.
Alright, Ogamon. Let's see. We're not interested in Fist of the Demon King right now. We're just enjoying Boomerang. Ogamon has 6 movement, so we can. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and you used your reaction for this, so.
Oh yeah, Togemon no longer has a reaction, and neither does Kabuterimon.
Alright, so Ogamon is going to move into a position where we can Boomerang Togemon, which is going to be right here. I'd like to be not directly in adjacent to Leomon, so this will do. Okay, Boomerang targeting Togemon. I'm assuming
And
you're not going to be able to intercede for this with anything?
yeah, I'd say the best case scenario would hypothetically just be Bergermon interceding, which could happen. And if the attack's going to hit Bergermon hypothetically anyway, it might be worth doing.
Well, I've rolled the accuracy, so last chance to decide on that. Because I'm going to bounce it off at Kabuterimon if I don't bounce it at Bergermon.
That's true. And Kabuterimon would hate it,
Sure
which I
would.
think would make it so Ogremon would love it. Uh, yeah, I'm not gonna intercede.
Okay, then this attack will hit Togemon, and then bounce to Bergermon, and then bounce back at Mimi, which Togemon may want to do something about.
That's right. Togemon may not have their reaction, but the battle partners thing makes it free for that
Okay,
one
Boomerang
instance.
is 2d6 plus 3 damage. That is 15
Oof,
to hit.
that might just take out
This
Togemon
could be a
entirely,
problem,
because
yeah.
Togemon's not gonna because Togemon's not gonna let Mimi get taken out instantly, which was the other thing that would happen there.
Okay, Togemon takes 15 points of damage. The attack bounces and targets Bergermon. Deals 15 points of damage here. Oh dear. And
Yeah,
then
I
it
think,
would bounce again towards Mimi.
and again, like I said, Togemon's not gonna like, even though from a pure win the fight standpoint that might make sense. From a literally from the having battle partners ability alone, it feels like it doesn't make sense for Togemon to let Mimi take the hit. So
Alright, Togemon takes the
yeah,
hit and is brought down to 0 and is defeated. That's unfortunate.
that is bad.
That's Mimi's turn.
I mean, well, I will say Good job, Togemon. You never let your style gauge drop.
Nope. Styling to the
Technically.
end.
Let's see. I don't think Mimi has many good ways to get that sword away from Leomon. That doesn't feel like a thing that's going to happen. Even though it's not technically in the things, I was half tempted to have Togemon try and clash Leomon to try and get the sword away. But that ain't happening now.
Unfortunately not.
So I do think Mimi just is gonna have to uh use Heckler on Ogremon now, just because
That's a valid choice.
it's both in character and also like they're a threat. That the multi hits are real.
The sad thing is that if Heckler had been on for that Boomerang, Togemon would still be up.
What did Mimi do last turn? All right, I think last turn was
I think
Mimi's
last
turn
turn
was
was
what.
the convincing of Leomon.
Yeah, so that got rid of a bunch of armor and stuff. So that was
Yep,
also still important.
it was.
Uh, let's see. Well, if Mimi's one's gonna be Heckler, especially with Togemon down, it really feels like running or guarding are the two choices.
Yeah, I would probably try to run somewhere.
But Ogremon is fast and ranged, so I guess running away, if nothing else, breaks up the boomerang chains. So
Yeah, this chain 3 is definitely the nastiest thing happening here.
okay.
Alright. Ikakumon.
Now I do have a question that I just want to confirm.
Yep.
Uh, if actually, I guess I was gonna say if Leomon intercedes, does it still have the sniper benefit? But it
You
doesn't matter
hit.
because that is
Yeah.
yeah, that's a pure accuracy benefit.
But you do have the sniper line of sight on Ogumon. This is like the first time Ikakumon has been in position to do the double shell.
Yeah, which is a good like. It sucks everything else that just happened, but that's a good time for a Kakumon. Uh, Now is it worth giving up sniper so that I can use both of those blasts to just pepper both of them?
Well, you should also
Because
remember
it,
that if Leomon, oh no, Carpeterimon doesn't have a reaction, can't punish that.
yeah. Uh, yeah. Okay, let me see here. Okay, I'm just double checking the moves. Uh, yeah, I think. Unfortunately, it's not going to be the best because of multiple reasons. But yeah, Ikakumon's going into shelling mode,
All right. What are you
and I
targeting
feel like,
Ogumon with?
well, that's just it. Do I target Ogremon or do I do the blasts between them? Because if there's a chance that Leomon's going to intercede anyway, I'm effectively just aiming at Leomon anyway.
Yep.
So I think, yeah. So first I'll spend an energy on Ikakumon
Yep.
to do the salvo,
And what are you doing with the
and both
salvo?
both Harpoon Tornado and Concussion Rain are the same damage wise, and Penetrate shouldn't matter because I don't believe up until now it has seemed like Leomon has been cover. I think he's just been blocking. I feel like the first one should just be I'm trying to decide if I want to just go for an attack to get the sniper benefit, and then if Leomon jumps in the way, it's, same as it would have been. But so he's just gonna go for the single target concussion rain on Ogremon,
All right.
so he gets the sniper benefit.
Leomon uses his reaction to intercede that.
Yep. I figured it wouldn't matter as much because it's either sniper benefit or the light action one.
All right.
So
2d6 plus 1 damage.
2d6 plus 1. Bad rolls.
Unfortunately, that's only 1 point of damage, but you do have another action.
Yeah, and that was the salvo one. So now that he doesn't have 2 reactions, I can just put a. That was concussion rain that I did that time, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
now
can just
you
do
can
a
harpoon
harpoon tornado and
you're
blast
gonna
them
drop a
both.
blast and get them both. All right. Make an accuracy check for that. I'm going to assume Joe is directing.
Yeah, Joe doesn't have something else he's gonna do. It's not like Joe, like Ikakumon's not right next to either of them, so Joe can't scan, and Joe cannot make that distance and then do it. So
Okay. So just to note, because this isn't directly Wait, is it directly targeting a character? Not really. You don't have the line of sight. Ogremon directly. So where are you aiming to?
well, I mean,
Show
I
me
can
with the
honestly
little.
aim. Yeah, say I assume that I can't aim for like this part of Leomon specifically. Why is it not pinging? Oh, it's because I'm in ruler mode. Yeah, like I feel like if I'm aiming at Leomon, it's aiming at this point on Leomon. So it's like
Yeah.
the blast would, I think, reach Kabuterimon at that point.
The issue is that Sniper requires you to directly target a character. So
Can
like
I
if you're
aim at
shooting
that
this
part of Leomon? Oh, but it wouldn't. It wouldn't get the sniper
Leomon's
benefit
outside
anyway.
of fight. Leomon is too close to you.
Yeah, so I'm not getting the sniper benefit, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay, so then this is going to be 3d6 plus 7 because of Joe's direct and your accuracy.
So let's see what happens.
Oh, damn! That hits them both.
Yeah,
Roll
and that is a
damage. 2d6 plus
1.
1.
6 plus 1. Same damage as the other one, though.
Oof. And 4 damage over here. Alright, that is Ikakumon's turn. Kabuterimon, you are up.
And unfortunately, it's a feel bad, but it really feels like he's got to burn that last energy so he can do interceding if it needs to happen.
Yeah, second wind makes sense.
Kabuterimon, what all do you got again? And unfortunately, unless I'm mistaken, Leomon blocks a direct shot, even though Ogremon is within range of like Electroshocker, which is a shame because he has those buffs still.
Yeah,
Um,
unfortunately. And your damage isn't really high enough to get Leomon out of here. You're really relying on
Yep.
Togemon to do lots and lots of damage.
In my defense, you can't really plan around 30 damage in one turn.
Yeah. It makes me question how much I should target humans during combat again. I was like, oh,
I mean,
this is going great.
actually,
I can be a little bit brutal. And then it was very brutal, very quickly.
I was about to say, well, to be fair, it wouldn't, but I don't think you can actually target someone multiple times in a chain because otherwise,
Yeah.
anytime 2 people were within range, you just bounce off the max amount between them. The only reason Togemon got hit twice was because Mimi was the one targeted. Dang line of sight. And also the fact that Kawaterimon absolutely needed to heal no matter what there, so. Uh, hmm. Yeah, I was saying Koshiro could give him more buff than he has right now, but that wouldn't open up the shot really. Honestly, Bergermon being at the bottom of the order really hurts because
Yeah.
a shift in either direction would open up a shot on Ogremon. It's just
You could hold action.
that's true.
It's giving up your reaction for defensive purposes, but
Oof. You know what? Yes, what Kabuterimon's gonna do is hold action. I assume I have to pick which one I'm doing.
yes.
Yeah. What he's gonna hold action for is Electroshocker
Yep.
on Ogremon.
Yep.
Uh, I mean, it's going to be from uh Red Sun, but I guess technically the hold action is for when the opening is there, because he's gonna get shifted by Red Sun, so that's going to be what caused the opening. But I guess when he has a direct line of sight, on the off chance I messed something up, is a more open-ended reaction to go off of. So once he has a direct line of sight on Ogremon, he's gonna be doing a shoot with Electroshocker.
All right. That's the end of Kabuterimon's turn. Koshiro.
Let me just check one thing so I see. Okay, then yeah, knowing that that's what's going to happen, I'm going to get Koshiro to move out of the way so that he has a spot to get pulled in with. Uh, actually, wait, what angle would that be at? Just so I. So he'd be pulled forward. Can he be pulled forward diagonally, or would it be right to here? Because
If it's coming from here to here.
I would say like both, like it's just diagonal enough that it's a weird situation.
Generally, my stance would be if you can draw the line, make it work. So I don't think there's a line where you're pulled into this square right here.
Bertramon has two actions. They can just shift down first.
Yeah.
And in fact, they need to shift around if they're going to pull without burning an energy. They might just burn an energy, but
You
if they can
could
do it
also
without it,
shift up instead, and that might still give you the line.
I think that would. I think shift. Yeah, it would push them back rather than up. I think.
Yeah, probably.
Which I think. I think shifting back would give the shot, but then I think it would be 5 squares away.
Yeah. No, this
So,
entire game is about positioning and planning around positions.
so yeah, I am gonna have Izzy move out of the way using his action though,
All
because
right.
no point in directing because the buffs will be gone. A before the attack comes out, and B they'll get overwritten with the Red Sun lesser buffs anyway. So, does Izzy have something to do besides move? Effectively, I'm trying to decide: do I do the big move or do I do small move and guard? I think just the big move.
Yeah, at this point, getting out of the area would be valuable.
Uh, Unfortunately for Ikakumon and Joe, they are literally close enough that they can be bone bounced together. So, and so is Mimi. They are both 3 away from Ikakumon. Not the best places to be, guys. Uh, Honestly, Koshiro's just gonna fucking shift over, like, he's gonna use his dash so that he can shift, like, over here? Is
Yeah,
that...
that's valid.
I think technically, yeah, like, that's close enough to... Oh, wait, that's right, there's more map over there. I'm just zoomed in slightly too far. I'm gonna shift him one more. Just because that way he, I think he's both out of range of a bone or the big piercing move going through Kabuterimon or Akakumon and getting to him. So
Alright. Bertramon is up.
okay. Uh so I feel like the best thing for Bergermon to do is just to shift down double Red Sun's a range of 3, right?
Yeah, but you're going to be spending an energy on it.
Probably.
I
Yeah,
mean, you
I
could
say
move 4 and then target 3. Maybe.
I think even 4. Yeah, I could hit both of them with 4. The big
Yeah.
problem with that is the oh, never mind. I wouldn't be able to reach Kakumon. And I guess honestly, the bigger problem is that does open up the Bonerang plan.
Yeah. You kind of want to separate out from everyone, though. Togemon isn't a
I do
valid
think,
target anymore because she's out. So Bergermon and Sora are out of direct threat right now.
yeah, unless Bertramon moves forward to try and get the Red Sun in range. So probably don't do that. So Bertramon is going to move because that's one of the actions.
Yep.
Down to like here.
And then it is target allies Red Sun.
Yep. Last energy.
Last energy.
And Kabuterimon's going to get dragged diagonally 1 towards it because
Yep.
that opens up the barest shot.
Yep. That is an
Technically, I should
electroshocker.
probably. I guess the Kakumon's going to come down 1 as well, just because. I figure I should finish processing the move before the reaction kicks in, because
This successfully separates a Kakumon from Joe as well.
Mimi's not in a great place, but
She's
to be
not.
fair, with Togemon down, Mimi's not in a great place regardless.
Yeah. Okay, so this check for Kabuterimon. You have Red Sun, so it is 3d6 plus 6 to hit Electroshocker. I wish it was
6
higher.
plus. Yeah. As long as I don't roll like a 1 and a 2 and whatever this is, like I've done for both of the recent damage ones. Let's see what it is. I mean, that's high, but I feel like based on what you've been saying, I don't think that hits.
No, Ogamon has a 19 as dodge.
What a hoppy little dude.
Yeah, it's partially trait driven.
Yeah, but I haven't had a chance to actually stand next to him. He's very fast.
It's been really annoying. Okay.
When someone has a movement of 6, it's hard to end your turn next to them.
What's Sora gonna do?
Well, Sora is already out of bounce shot range, which is good. Do I go flavor or do I go? Yeah. Sora's probably just gonna move over here and
All right.
guard. Technically, with the what you call it? Which part is it that? Technically, with the like crest bond, I'm half tempted to have Sora move over to block the bone that could hypothetically bounce off and hit Mimi, but
Leomon is up. Leomon is going to use his trait that gives him a free clash to attempt a agility-based clash with Kabuterimon. Leomon's agility is 4, so this is going to be 3d6 plus 4. Not a good roll. That's fine.
and to be fair, Kabuterimon's body is slightly higher than their agility, but not disadvantage worthy different. Like
It's the same difference if they'd both made strength checks, I think. Or body checks. So yeah, 3d6 plus 3 for Kabuterimon.
Yeah, it's just definitely not worth taking disadvantage for a +1. So
Nice.
there's my good rolls.
I did not want to throw you at a Kakumon, but I was going to.
Just impale on Akakumon's horn.
Alright.
Unfortunately, that's free, so there's no action economy there.
Oh wait, you've already used your dang action, haven't you? Your reaction.
Yep.
All right. Oh,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
think the
move,
party's gonna survive this one.
and yeah, use Fist of the Beast King to burst right through. You could have a Kakumon cover for Kabuterimon. I mean, it means only. Oh wait, no, this doesn't have. No, this because it doesn't have penetrate. It's going to end on Kabuterimon because you have cover.
Yep, that part. I say the Living Fortress is passive.
All right, 3d6 plus 6 to hit Kabuterimon. That does hit and deals 2d6 plus 3 damage. 5 reduced by your armor of 3 to 2 points of damage. That's Leomon. Ogremon! You prick. Does still have those debuffs.
That's true. I say with some repositioning, you could definitely get like a bounce, but repositioning is required for it.
Yeah. Ogremon is going to move here. And the 3 cone can pick up both of you, so I'm going to do Laugh at the Weak, targeting Kabuterimon and Ikakumon. Ogremon still has advantage on all checks because of one of its traits. Yep. That inflicts 3 debuffs on Kabuterimon and Ikakumon. Alright, that is Ogemon's turn.
I mean, Mimi, I think, just has to heckle, because...
Yep, please continue to heckle this thing.
Keep talking the mad shit.
And probably wants to try and start getting away. Maybe move adjacent along a Kakumon to dodge Boomerang and get to the rock.
Yeah, the big problem is there's always the chance that then Leomon can do big piercing. Oh, I guess Kabuterimon is
Yeah,
covered,
Kabuterimon's being a wall.
So for now, this spot is safe.
Yep.
Momentarily.
Alright, that's Mimi. Ikakumon is up.
Too close to snipe, but not too close to salvo. The salvo's a lot weaker, but one of two things is going to happen. Either Leomon's going to block the light one, or not. Those are the two choices.
Alright, well, what action are you going to take?
Hmm. And unfortunately, Mimi there means that backing away is a slightly awkward situation, but let me just...
You won't have Sniper, but you could reliably hit Ogremon from here.
Okay. Do I go for multiple attempts because without any... So if an area attack is centered on a character, it counts as targeting them, right? For sniper?
Pardon?
If was that a yes?
No, I didn't. I didn't catch what you were saying.
Oh, if an area attack is centered on someone, like they're the one being targeted, and the rest is splash damage,
Yep.
does that still trigger sniper?
Honestly, it probably should. Yeah.
Okay, then what Ikakumon's gonna do
I might
is
qualify Sniper later as single target only, but I'm not going to do that right now.
shift back to here to keep that Kabuterimon wall in the way. Unfortunately, oh wait, no, that's a bad idea because then the Boomerang can, unless I'm sure that I'm gonna take out Ogremon, which I'm not. Sure, that is. I don't know if was it here or here. I don't remember.
You were there.
Okay. Yeah, I think instead then it's just gonna have to be going for a salvo blasting the countryside.
All right. Are you opening with the attack action or the light attack?
Uh, Probably the light attack, just
All right.
because Ikakumon doesn't have buffs, and even though Joe could direct him, I don't think Joe. Like, I think even with that, I don't know if it's gonna hit Ogremon anyway, because
All right.
Ogremon's a dodgy boy.
Leomon intercedes your light attack.
Okay. The light attack is, I guess, it doesn't really matter which one, but the light attack is concussion rain, I guess.
All right. 2d6 plus 1 damage to Leomon. Roll above a 4.
6 plus, what did I say? Plus 1?
Yep.
Yeah. That's actually one of the numbers that I don't even need to do math to figure out, so.
All right, that's 5 points of damage to Leomon. And that was salvo, so that cost you energy. You still have your attack action.
Yep.
I imagine you're targeting Ogremon.
Joe is going to direct Ikakumon.
Yep. So this is going to be 3d6 plus 7 to hit.
Also, I'm using the blast part of it, so I'm just like, psh. Wait, right? And can I do that without? Yeah, I can aim that without catching Kabuterimon in it. Right?
When I draw the lines between Ikakumon and Ogremon, I kind of treat it as like the point of impact. It's not Kabuterimon I'm worried about. It's kind of oh wait, no, you can get him up in this corner. Sorry, you can definitely reach the top right corner of Ogremon, and that'll do it. I was
And
worried
that'll
about
catch him.
Pokemon, but you're good.
Oh, right, because you could down and out. You can like delete an ally.
Yeah, let's try to avoid that. But yeah, I will let that hit both of them.
Okay, well, you'll let it try and hit both of them. Let's
Yeah.
see what I roll.
3d6 plus 7. Nice.
Hey,
All right, 2d6 plus 1 damage.
man, where's the critical skill when you need it? 2d6 plus 1. Da, da, da.
All right, that brings Leomon down to 2 health and deals 9 damage to Ogremon. Good turn.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kabuterimon is not going to be the one to deal lethal damage on anyone. He's not a with those debuffs, especially. He's not a strong boy.
Yeah. You could try and guard to survive longer. The other option is putting up your aura and moving into them. Or you honestly could just get them both with harsh buzzing right now. Yeah, you could get them with harsh buzzing.
To try and help the rest of the team, which is what
Yeah.
I'm going for at this point.
Well, it would force them to target you, but you could do like harsh buzzing and then run away.
And then whoosh, fleeing. The big problem with running away though is his amount of movement is just enough to keep him in bouncing bones off of him into a Kakumon.
Yeah, and since Ogremon still has advantage on all checks, disadvantage is not going to stop him the way we want it to.
Sorry, check. Okay. I mean, I do think he should get to use an attack once. So, and to be fair, ooh, you know what is a good reason to do the aura though? Even though I'm mostly going off of try and survive technique rather than anything else. If he does get right up in range with them, then at least Izzy can scan Ogremon.
That's definitely possible. Uh, oh, right, you have debuffs. Yeah, you're not going to be able to take Leomon out.
Yeah, Kabuterimon definitely not, and Bergermon I don't think is going to be able to get in range of Leomon, so...
It's possible.
What?
You move
So
right
yeah,
to this point here in these tree branches. You could get them with missile.
really the problem with Kabuterimon moving towards Ogremon at all is, while Ogremon would not be able to ranged attack him right then, he can easily step back and using that bonus face, bounce a bone off of him and do a Kakumon.
Yeah.
The spacing just isn't set up for Kabuterimon right now. Uh,
You could try for a harsh buzzing electroshocker combo.
oh, that's right. He can do both.
Yeah, because you've got the light quality.
Uh, I mean, him staying in that general position is very helpful for a Kakumon anyway. Actually, that reminds me. Control find. Just confirming that something works the way I think it does.
Though I will say, getting the necessary accuracy check to target Ogremon is a difficulty.
Yeah. And unfortunately, the debuff doesn't go away until an attack that actually uses them happens, not just till an attack happens. Otherwise, it'd be really nice to use harsh buzzing to get rid of the debuff. But that's not how it works. Probably for that exact reason. Uh, and auras, if they deal damage, will hit. Oh wait. Oh no, maybe targeted. So auras don't necessarily hurt allies.
Yeah.
I didn't think they did, but I know that like a blast would. So, or burst if it dealt damage. Uh, yeah, we're just gonna give. We're gonna let him do a light attack, harsh buzzing first as a treat.
All right. Is Koshiro going to direct on this one or the next one?
That's what I'm trying to decide. Uh, actually, yes, because the direct goes away at the end of the turn. So, if I were to do like Electro Storm instead of Electro Shocker, the buff wouldn't affect that anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, harsh buzzing
I
both of those guys.
I do have one logical solution for this. You have debuffs on you right now.
Hmm.
If you tried to hit Leomon with an electroshocker and hit, you would be able to roll damage on that, which would get rid of your debuffs. Then you could get the buffs from Koshiro that would actually go fully into boosting your accuracy, and you'd be able to roll a 3d6
Oh,
up plus 10 targeting Ogremon.
oh right, because Electro Storm does have a reach of 2 if I don't use it as an aura.
And you've also got Electric Shocker.
Well, one of those would need to be used for uh to have a damaging attack going at
Yeah,
Leomon,
yeah.
right?
So Electroshocker or Electric Storm would be your attack action, and then you could
Yeah, so
light
either of
attack
them,
with Harsh
yeah.
Buzzing and put Koshiro's buffs onto that.
Uh, well, as I say, but harsh buzzing isn't affected by the debuffs anyway, right?
Oh, right. Sorry, I was thinking about it. No, the problem is if you try to put debuffs on Kabuterimon first, they're going to cancel out with the buffs, and
Mm,
you're going to lose some of your buffs.
that's true. Uh,
Because you have 3 debuffs on you right now. So if you got the direct right away, you'd only go up to 4 buffs instead of 7.
Yeah. And unfortunately, what you call it? Yeah, the light attack can only be used on a non-damaging thing, so yeah, okay,
Yeah,
we're gonna
Bertramon
he's
going just before the two others really sucks because you're not getting the benefit of enhanced buff.
yeah. Okay, yeah, he's gonna, I guess, try and shoot at Leomon with Electroshocker just to try and
Okay,
get rid of the debuffs.
so this will be a 3d6 plus 3.
Slash roll 3d6 plus 3.
Your goal is 13.
That's a 12.
Oof. Let me check what it explicitly says about debuffs. Let's see. Either when used or at the end of your turn, all buffs and debuffs applied to your character disappear. Yeah, so it's not being used. That's
Yeah, debuffs only when
unfortunate.
it's. Well, Koshiro's still gonna boost Kabuterimon because
Yep.
that was just trying to get more buff, not.
So now you have 4 buffs. So your check is going to be 3d6 plus 7 for harsh buzzing.
Yep. Because luckily it has the light modifier, so it doesn't. It doesn't not benefit. Whatever the bad version of benefit. There's no detriment from using it as a light attack.
Yep. Nice. All right. That applies taunt to both Leomon and Ogremon. Ogremon has 2 negatives applied to him, debuffs and taunt, which triggers one of his conditions. And Ogremon loses 3 dodge and can no longer disengage as a simple action.
Those are helpful.
Yeah. All right. That's Berdramon's turn.
Dang, that would have been hilarious. All right, impact damage can't KO anyway. I was since it's shift, I was like, how funny it would be if Bergermon just flew up and used talons to slam Ogremon into Leomon, but that couldn't KO Leomon. So while that's hilarious, that's not the plan. Uh, what is the plan? Is yeah, switching tabs in Google Docs is always weird. The arrows at the bottom. Um, yeah, I think what has to happen is Bergermon has to fly up.
And Meteor Wing at Ogremon and Leomon.
Yep, I think that's what happens. Luckily, Sora's still up from earlier, so
Yep.
at least Sora can
Direct.
do a direct action.
Which will let the
So,
check be 3d6 plus 5. Yeah, I will let Missile hit both of these.
I say I have nothing else. Missile always feels weird anyway, because even though I know it's not necessarily always the flavor, anytime I think Digimon and Missile, I think of like the homing chest missiles from Metal Greymon.
All right.
So I always think like, oh, these are homing, and it's like that's not necessarily what missile means, but
3d6 plus
okay.
5.
Let's see how this goes. Bad.
Oof. That's an unfortunate roll.
Yeah, roll's gonna roll.
All right. That's all of Bergermon and Sora's turn. Leomon is taunted, is going to go after Kabuterimon.
Yeah, unfortunately, luckily Kabutarimon's cover because taunt doesn't matter about direct lines.
Is going to move, is going to use the free clash with a body check again, 3d6 plus 5. Uh-oh.
Yeah, and I think like you said, like Kabutarimon, even though body is Kabutarimon's best stat, so that is what
Yeah,
he'd want to
3d6
roll
plus
anyway.
4 from you.
3d6 plus 4. Okay, just making sure I didn't typo. Ah, Same roll.
I will say Leomon just moved, so rather than attacking, yeah, Leomon is just going to use the throw action, throw Kabuterimon at Ikakumon, and that deals 3 points of impact damage to the both of you.
Kawaterimon takes piercing damage because, again, giant forehead spear.
Alright, your reaction is back, you are no longer taunted, your turn is over. Ogumon is not in a great position to hit anyone. Boomerang is basically useless here. So
Everyone's clustered in such a way that it's not helpful.
is going to follow through on that taunt and try and hit Kabuterimon with a Fist of the Demon King. This
I was
is 46
Ogremon does feel like he should inherently be pretty tauntable.
Yep.
Oof.
2d6
I think that hits.
Damage. Yeah, that knocks Kabuterimon out.
Yeah, this ain't looking great for everybody else at the moment.
That is regrettable. Oh, wait. I've had 5 debuffs. How much health did you have? 6?
Yes.
I had 5 debuffs, so I only did 6 damage, and you have 3 armor. You took 3. You're still standing.
Kabuterimon
is saving the day.
Kabuterimon just holding on by a thread.
Alright, and Ogumon is going to leverage that big movement to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Togemon and Mimi.
Well, Mimi definitely wants to talk smack at Ogremon, but I don't know if he can hear from.
No, if you just need the line of sight.
So would she need to move around a
You'd
Kakumon
be
then?
going right here.
I mean, to be fair, she's still behind Kabuterimon as far as direct line of stuff goes. And again, it's still very in character for her to just keep yelling at Ogremon.
Yes, please keep yelling at Ogumon. Make him feel bad.
And also, again, it's not like she has much else to do with her actions.
Okay. That is Mimi. Ikakumon.
Now, unfortunately, that ogre went pretty far away, so focusing down him, probably not the best situation.
Well, it's not like you have energy for salvo anymore, so a move and
That's
sniper on Leomon is probably the correct move.
That's probably correct, yeah. So, let's see, it needs to be at least 5 away, so he needs to be like here or here. So he can either move towards getting bones bounced at Koshiro, or he can move down.
Yeah,
I think down's better.
that sounds correct.
Is this 5 away?
I wish people would stop moving and ruining Bergeron's day.
Right? They keep moving very slightly. Okay, so yeah, Akakumon is just gonna shoot a... I think either move, especially if it's non-area, is equal here.
Yeah, and Joe's going to be buffing it, I imagine? Or directing?
Yes, and it's gonna be Harpoon Tornado because why not?
That's
It's that one
4d6
specifically.
plus 7?
Roll 4D. Joe's been in a great position this whole time. He's been hiding behind a rock, shouting encouraging things at Akakumon.
Yeah, Joe's been living it up. Yep. Okay, 2d6 plus 1 damage.
2d6 plus 1 damage.
You can roll a 5 or more. Yep. Leomon has successfully been defeated. This also deactivates Ogumon's second trait, plus 1 advantage on all checks, while Leomon has both traits or is active. Alright, good turn, Akakumon. Kabuterimon.
The very injured bug. We love him, but he is a very injured bug. Now what we really need at this point is someone to get close enough to Ogremon so we can actually figure out how to see if we can get rid of his ridiculous, hops and or dodges.
Well,
but
you
also
did. You
everyone.
did.
Oh,
Because
right.
Ogumon's, both of Ogumon's traits are down. Ogumon's dodge is down to 16 now. Still high, but hittable with the benefit of buffs.
Yeah, much lower than it was.
Yeah. This would be a
So
time
yeah,
to pour on the damage. I would honestly go for an electroshocker.
yeah. Let's see. Kabuterimon's Electroshocker is what range?
4.
I will say that is definitely the one. I can see why you wanted a second person, because that's definitely one of the disadvantages. I mean, the advantages of playing a single character is it's easy to have two sheets open and refer back and forth to them.
It's more like
Right.
keeping track of 6 characters at once is very demanding.
Okay, so let's see. 4 would be like this zone.
Yeah. You can move in such a way that you're not bone meringuing Mimi or Koshiro.
Yeah. Oh, gosh dang it. Did that thing again. So I was here.
You can also get Koshiro's Direct, which is a +7, which means you'll be rolling a
That's
3d6
good.
plus 10.
Wait, is that? Okay, yes, Mimi's 4 away from here. That is a safe spot.
Yep. Then
So
you
yeah,
can
and then
roll
Koshiro
3d6 plus
is
10.
yeah, Koshiro is going to direct. Kabuterimon is going to be using Electroshocker because
Yep.
he ain't getting closer than this.
You gotta hit a
Wait,
16.
you said 3d6 plus 10?
Yes. Koshiro's Direct is worth 7.
Gosh, Smarties, am I right?
Turns out it actually matters a lot. It matters a lot.
Yeah, especially when you roll 6 on 3 dice.
All right,
6
2d6 damage to Ogumon.
6 is on the lower side for 2 dice. Alright, roll 2d6.
All right, 4 points of damage to Ogumon, down to 13 health. That's Kabuterimon's turn. Bergeron.
Hey, that's also taunt, notably.
Yes, it is. And
Again,
Ogumon doesn't have the advantage bonus because Leomon is out.
so it certainly matters more than it did moments ago.
Yes.
Okay, before Bergermon is on the other side of a tree, Sora's gonna direct, because
Yep. That's
even
valid.
though I think that in general, like, being able to hear Sora would be enough to direct, it certainly helps to have a direct line of sight first.
Okay. So
So, yeah,
Bergermon has moved 4 to, I imagine, right? Yep. And is then going to
thereabouts.
Meteor Wing at Ogumon,
Yep,
which will be 3d6 plus 5.
because of the certain strike.
Which I think is like a
Right?
50% chance to. Oh, wait, you've got Certain Strike. It's 3d6 plus 7.
There we go. Woo! Hey, I'm just hitting 16s.
It's what you gotta get. 2d6 more damage.
Clearly, I'm just like, oh, I don't need to roll any higher than this, so I'll just roll exactly that. 2d6 and nothing else. Okay, I was just making sure. I was like, yeah, certain strike's the one thing it has besides missile. That is correct.
5 more damage, down to 8 HP. Leomon does
I'm,
not have a turn.
I'm sticking on the low end of my rolls, but that's fine.
Ogumon is going to do a Fist of the Demon King, targeting Kabuterimon. So this will be 3d6 plus 6. Yep.
That's gonna hit.
2d6 plus 3 damage. That's enough. The debuffs aren't stopping this one. Kabuterimon is out. That is Ogumon's stuff here. And then, being a coward and unwilling to deal with the Kakumon, Ogumon is going to run away again. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I thought you were going to say
5,
being unwilling
6.
to deal with the consequences.
That too. Alright. Mimi's turn.
I mean, she's definitely shouting coward after him.
Of course she is! You must
Like,
debuff this fool.
okay. She could move, but like, he's far enough away that if he ran in and took someone down, wild. Yeah, unfortunately, I think he's just out of range of both characters.
Yeah.
without using dash. But to be fair, he's also pretty out of range of his own attacks too. So like,
He is.
yeah. Unless he's just like, if he's full on running away, they're just gonna stay. If not, like,
I'm gonna try and play this combat out, so he's just gonna try and leverage this stupid movement to do some rude ass hits.
okay. So does that mean that it's Ikakumon's turn now?
Yeah. What I think I
Okay.
do is like do a move action and then do a hold action attack when he comes
Oh
within
yeah,
range.
that's what Ikakumon's doing. Ikakumon's moving up 3, which is like, wait, he was here. 1, 2. Okay, so he can move up to like here actually. Yeah, he's literally holding uh the I keep forgetting its name, but the big harpoon tornado.
Yeah. And you know what?
Because
Birdramon can successfully Red Sun Ikakumon and then um hold her Meteor Wing.
yeah, so if you get within range of anything,
I
just
think.
now to be fair,
Yes.
it still requires good rolls, but if
Okay.
nothing else, the Digi Destined squad have a good holding pattern to try and blast Ogremon if he approaches.
So I think Berdramon's gonna Red Sun Ikakumon.
Yes, with as a light attack or whatever, so that
Yep. And then hold
they
action
can
Meteor
still.
Wing.
That feels like the smart choice.
Yeah. Okay. Looks back to Ogamon. Ogamon is going to try and move in to do a Bone Meringue.
I think he can get just outside of a Kakumon's range and still hit, unfortunately.
Yeah. For what it's worth, with Leomon down, I would have allowed the Red Sun to shift to Kakumon just a little bit
Oh right.
closer.
Actually, I guess now I think about it, because it's shift, it would be like
Yeah.
here.
I like since Leomon isn't able to push you out of his space, I would like allow you to occupy that.
Yeah, he's not literally standing on Leomon. That would be rude. But
Okay, Ogamon thinks he is very clever and is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4,
still got to move,
5. Haha, I'm going to attack. Are you?
and then both of them attempt to attack.
Get his
We'll go.
ass.
We'll go Bertramon's first
Alright,
because
Bertramon is 4d6 plus 5. Your target is
46.
16. Yeah, because you have advantage because you did Red Sun on Ikakumon.
Oh right, that's what
Enhanced
the
buff
enhanced
lasts
buffer
until
does.
the beginning of your next turn, not the end of your current turn.
Okay, it's just that there hasn't been a good chance because of positioning the entire
Yes.
fight for,
Yes. Digital World
and it
Stories is so unbelievably a positioning based system. I think positioning is like the most important part of this game.
it's +5, right? Because it would
Yes. Because of
be
certain
+3
strike.
and then certain strike too. Okay.
Yeah, but no directs from Sora.
Because even if Sora had directed, it would have worn off by now.
Yes. Nice.
Hey,
That's a flat 2d6 damage.
before I roll the damage, I kind of want to see if a Kakumon hits too, because these attacks are simultaneous.
Yes, very well. Okay, this is going to be 4d6 plus 5 for Ikakumon. So the exact same roll from both of them.
Because of Sniper. I forgot about Sniper for a second there.
That'll also hit. Alright,
So
Bergamon is dealing 2d6 damage.
And Ikakumon is dealing
2d6
which I will
plus
roll
1.
them separate. Yeah, so hopefully. So first off,
The minimum
Meteor
you will
Wing.
do is 5.
So first, the Meteor Wing.
Oh boy.
And now, the Harpoon Typhoon.
There it is. Woo! That came down a lot more to the wire than I thought it would.
Yeah, to be fair, I will say that's always how that like there's always that level of variability in any system that uses dice because like
Yeah. There were
again,
some mean rolls that were happening.
if Togemon hadn't folded halfway through, I feel like there would have been a better chance for bursting out more damage earlier.
Yeah, this is also a case where this was your first time really feeling out this system in this form.
And also, normally I'd be controlling one of these characters.
Yes, and everyone would be contributing strategies together.
And also, it's just one of those things where it's like, I'm sure I forgot to do things when they were useful at certain points, but it's just like, normally you would be hyper focused on, I'm the defense guy. I know exactly when my defensive things work right, etc., etc.
I think what I've learned from this, I don't mind that it was so close, but I feel that I can modify the boost value. I've got it when I'm building NPCs. I have something called a boost value, which is based on your level, and it's an increase to their stats. And so I was saying that these guys had archetypes like attacker, defender, controller. Because you're an elite, you get two of the archetypes. So Ogremon had attacker and controller, and Leomon had attacker and defender.
Mm-hmm.
And they got a boost to their stats based on your level. And what the boot for the elite Digimon, I was using a boost value equal to your level. So Ogremon had a +3 to dodge and movement, as well as damage and accuracy. And for standard Digimon, the boost value was actually half of your level rounded up. So it would have been a +2 instead of a +3 when you guys are level 3. And I think it makes more sense, having like tested this now, for the boost value to be the same between standard and elite Digimon. And I'll make the boost value equal to level for epic Digimon. But yeah, that was a pretty sizable battle, but we were dealing with a lot, and it was the first time with the system, and it came down very to the wire, and I'm happy that you came out ahead of this. Good job.
Honestly, I thought it was lost for a while there.
I also thought so too. It's these traits, man. Going after them is so important, because if you'd managed to get rid of Leomon's sword, and you were right about the clash action, you would get a special clash action disarm if you target Leomon with a clash. But as soon as both of Leomon's traits are out, Ogremon loses advantage on all checks. And as soon as Ogremon gets hit with 2 status effects like trip, taunt, debuff, etc., the +3 dodge and free and disengage go away.
I will say it's very fun to me that the two things that got rid of Ogremons were like taunt by a big bug man, and then also basically taunt by a tiny girl in a pink hat.
Yes, it's the 2 separate forms of psychic damage. All right, well, that's a longer recording than I expected, but I'm still happy with this, so I'm going to wrap this recording up. Thank you so much for running this with me, Andy.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.